I went to go work out, so I didn't see the rest of it.
W workout dub.
Yeah, I've started doing 2 of these. So
Damn.
after this, I'm gonna do another one. Probably around 8 o'clock, something like that. 7. Today was brutal. It's hot as hell, and I didn't eat all day, so I'm tired as hell right now. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Why are you talking like that in my ear?
Why are you worried about how I talk?
Seductive.
It sounds a little sensual.
See, that's your dirty ass mom, bro. Get your head out your ass, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. You moaning too was kind of crazy.
That's how I talk, bro. What you taking it weird, bro? What's wrong with you? Pause.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, dog. This is very uncomfortable, man.
See, you starting already. The legend of losing. What's good with y'all today? Y'all straight, man?
Not much, man. Getting ready for the Nuggets to beat up on the Heat. You know.
Stop capping, bro. You a capaholic, bro.
You know how I go. Ayo. So everybody know what are you doing right now? Oh, you're eating. Oh,
so you're eating a burger when you've been trying to be on your workout, Grant.
Yeah.
It's chicken.
It's fried.
What's that gonna do? What?
It's fried.
It doesn't make it healthy.
Chicken's better.
Dub,
but it's fried though.
Dub, you're a fraud. That's fraud. That's fraudulent behavior.
If it was grilled chicken, then I hear you. But it's fried.
Nah. I have a fast metabolism, so I don't really have to keep track of what I eat.
What does it have to do with the calories that you're eating, though?
I don't care about the calories. I lose weight like it's nothing, bro. All I have to do is just start working out during 2 days, and then I'll lose weight like it's nothing.
Interesting.
I don't need a diet. I'm just built like that.
Excuse us. Please excuse me. Bro.
Yeah,
I apologize.
I didn't know you were built like that.
You're absolutely right. You're right.
Yo, this is terrible for title, by the way.
It is.
This title was terrible.
What adjustments must be made?
Yeah, I don't know what you guys want me to say, bro. Jesus.
Why Michael Jordan is a fraud? That's what the title should be. But no, you want adjustments must be made.
That's what y'all was talking about today on the panel.
I know it was a really bad panel episode. I had to go in there and try to save it at the end, but it was too late.
Lo did not save it. He was asking, what coaches did LeBron play against in the Eastern Conference? Like anyone cares about that? No one cares about that. That terrible questions, Lo. You did not try and save the episode. You made the episode worse. I made the episode. Hello, everyone.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
How you guys doing?
What everybody needs to know is that Dub and I, we put together a $2,000 bet on a game on a series.
Yes, we did.
A $2,000 bet on the series. Obviously, he has a Heat. I have the Nuggets. So everybody, we have to hold both of us to this bet.
Dub, you got that type of money to lose.
Nice. I'll be the middleman, bro.
I like that, bro.
Nah, I wouldn't bet 2K on that.
Just send me the bread, bro.
I keep telling
you. I can hold it for both of you guys to make sure that it goes to the winner.
Yo, Mark, you ain't got a whole shit, nigga. Yeah, I'll hold that shit.
No, we don't.
Why would you bet? Why would you bet with the fraud son, bro?
Don't trust Mars, bro.
What do you mean? Don't trust me? What's that supposed to mean?
Wait.
I don't know why we legit put a bet on it too. I don't know. People think we're trolling.
I have a question because we all know, right? Jimmy Butler's the son of.
Who said I was trolling?
Right?
Okay, he's the son of Jordan.
Right. The fraud, right? So why? Would
he's the son of a fraud. Yep.
Exactly. So why would you bet for the son of a fraud?
Dub, that's a good question.
So I don't understand, man. Like niggas and foul, bro.
Yo, Lo, you gonna
Eric Spoelstra is not.
Speaking of coaches, Lo, you gonna tell these niggas?
Well, I already told him, and Mars doesn't want to have that conversation. Mars, when somebody says deep thought in what is slang for deep thought?
No, he said okay. Mars, I told him when you deep it, I said that to him, right? And he thought that was like
when you deep
crazy.
it.
Yeah, when you deep it. Like, that's
what are you talking about?
Whoa.
What's wrong with that? That's just a British term.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yo, why you kicking?
Yeah, you didn't know that,
nigga?
Nah, you guys are so
Wait, can you use in the sentence, Mars?
When you deep it, what makes Michael Jordan better than LeBron James?
Exactly. When you deep it, yo, niggas thought it was crazy when I said that, Mars. You know?
No, y'all are crazy. Let's just be clear.
That sounds wild.
That's
not
just
even crazy,
that's just a British term, like.
bro. Yo, Mars, they don't know.
Deep,
They don't know.
deep, when you deep, it's like if you like think about like you actually think about something like
I know deep thought. Deep thought.
yeah, like
When you
that's
really
what it
break it down,
No, I explained it to
No,
Lowe's.
but
Nah,
when
I
you
get it.
say
It
when you
sounds-
say
sounds
it,
crazy.
When I
When
deep it, it's like when in my head it's like when I'm deep up in it, then I'm thinking
Okay.
about my
Yeah, because you guys are
Okay.
weird. Because you guys are weird. Like, it's just,
Okay.
no, it's the other
But-
type of deep in
It makes sense though, because
yeah, because you are weird. It's
When
just,
you-
it's just when you
when
deep
you're
it, like
critically
you're just
thinking,
deep.
Yo,
you
stop
think
saying
deep
it,
about
please.
it.
All right,
That's what
what
you're
is
doing. You're just deep in it. Like,
By
I
the way,
don't
just
know
deep
what
in
you're
it,
doing.
bro. What is happening right now?
Yeah,
Yo,
I don't know why you guys
yo,
are
what is
you guys are
happening
going
right now?
crazy.
let's change the conversation.
Can we talk
man.
about basketball?
man.
Can we talk about the
Let's talk
finals?
about basketball.
If we're not talking about why Michael Jordan's a fraud, I'm not really interested. I'm not gonna lie.
Did last night you guys go to come to your Giannis and Joker conclusions?
Joker?
on
No,
Spaces?
nigga, that space was so
No.
useless, bro.
Yeah, because
No.
real talk was just yelling for no
He
reason.
was just trolling the
He
whole
was-
time with his camera
He
on.
was faded, you know that, right?
I could tell.
Yeah.
He was
Yo, Lo,
was
you know that
yelling.
space- Lo, you know that space ran until like 7 a.m.
Oh
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was insane. So, chat, we was talking last night. Is Giannis a Joker, the best player in the world? And just for everybody in here,
Oh!
everybody in the chat, whoa, you good?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm good.
The answer is Jalen Green to that super chat.
I just want everybody to know: is it crazy to still have Giannis as the best in the world after losing to Miami?
Yes.
no.
Yes. No, actually, no. No, it's
It
not.
is killing.
Okay, no troll shit, no, because obviously it's an argument for being
No.
the best player in the world.
It's not.
But like, we're not at that time anymore where the best player in the world is definitive, bro. Like, we're at a time where like there's niggas who
yeah.
can, like, the
The best player in the world hasn't been definitive since Kobe had the title. So
See, I wanna ask Mars. I wanna ask Mars this question because Dub accused me of something that's just not true, but he's trolling right now, so I don't
No,
know. what he's
ask the question. Ask the question.
No. Let me ask.
question.
Yo,
That's the
yo,
question.
Mars,
That's the question.
Stop.
yo,
I
Mars,
gotta
before
give
he
him the
asks you the
time.
question-
I'm about to ask him this question. Stop, bro. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? I can't. This nigga is laughing. Oh my god.
What do you want
This
me to
nigga
do?
can't even control himself. What a
I'm
fucking
controlled.
troll.
I'm controlled.
You're a bad troll
Ask
too.
me the question. No, ask the question.
Ask
Ask the
the
question.
question. Ask the
You're not.
question.
Yeah. You need some more troll training, bro. I can tell that you're about
Ask
to
the
troll.
question.
Dub. What's the question?
No, here's the question.
All right, cool.
Do you recall? No, stop. Do you recall when Ticket was asking you and I who was the best player in the world?
Yeah, like the height of the MVP conversations and stuff. Yes.
Okay,
cool.
when he did that, do you remember what our response was?
It's interchangeable between Jokic, Curry, and Giannis.
Thank you.
Low.
You thought he was about to say something crazy.
Why are you being freaking? I don't
No,
know
but
what to say, why are you being stupid?
Lowe's still a king of winning bias. He had Giannis as the best player in the world.
Yeah.
I remember.
So, hey, Mars.
A year ago.
Oh
A year
my
ago.
god.
That's what I said. Go
when
ahead, Mars.
we was on Players' Choice and we
Yup.
was having the Giannis and KD arguments. Lowe was saying Giannis is by far the best player in the world and why he's so much better than KD. And I was there with him. By the way.
KD should not have been in those conversations.
No, that's fine, but you were saying Giannis was by Steph Curry weren't being
He
mentioned.
never
Jokic weren't being
mentioned
mentioned.
Jokic. He never.
Jokic, it was Giannis. Giannis
Wow.
was being mentioned.
You're cooking. You're cooking. You
The
are the
reason-
legend of
wait,
losing today.
The reason why. Can I answer?
Uh-oh.
You are the
Because
legend
you
of
was
losing
trolling,
today.
right? You was trolling.
Can I answer?
Go ahead.
Last year, yes, because last year I was willing to give him a benefit of doubt because of I said this in the space as well because Brook Lopez wasn't there. I felt like that defense was very compromised without Brook Lopez, and that he was still able throughout parts of the season. They were still fringe top 10 defensive unit. So that's A. B.
Yo, is that
You niggas.
He got
You
caught
niggas
on
lucky I
game.
can't.
What's
I
up?
ain't got that
He
New
got
York
his
thing
camera
right
off. He's
now.
trolling.
But
He's
I
trolling.
did hear
He's
Lowe
trolling.
was capping
Wait,
up here already.
Mars.
All fucking ready.
Mars.
I can't hear you niggas right now. I need to go get some headphones. But yes,
Wait.
hold on. Wait a minute.
Real talk. Wait.
He can't hear us. Mars was not why would I make that argument about Curry last season when Curry had one of his worst seasons throughout his career? Why? In relative prime, why? Why would I make that argument last year?
Because it doesn't take a genius to figure out that Curry going through a slump doesn't make him a worse basketball player.
He went through an entire year. It wasn't just like 20. It wasn't just
playoffs. Not the playoffs.
Did you think that?
Stop. If I changed my mind, no, stop. If I had changed my mind in the playoffs,
You talking to
Mars? No, Dub. If I had changed my mind in the playoffs to Curry, you would have then said that's winning bias because Curry went on to win everything.
No.
Well, you clearly did change your mind because this whole season you've been saying it's interchangeable and Steph Curry's one of them, but you weren't saying it last year. So clearly the playoffs is what changed your mind.
Because Curry was having an off year last year.
Yeah, clearly the playoffs is what changed your mind.
What changed my mind? What changed my mind is that when Curry was being schemed against, he performed, he rose way better.
Rose when? In what part of the season did he rise?
The second, third, and finals.
So the playoffs. He could have. Yeah, the playoffs in my mind because his performance, not because they won or lost. But so like I said, your opinion of Steph Curry changed based on the playoffs. He coincidentally happened to win. Your opinion of Giannis.
If he lost,
he was the best player in the world in 2021.
If he lost,
he came with a win.
If they lost the finals, I still would have thought much higher than Curry than I did throughout the regular season.
So look, this is
your opinion of Curry changed during the playoffs
because of his performance against teams scheming against him. Yes.
Okay. So
not because he won. Not because he won though. Not because he won.
Okay,
he could have lost.
This time last year, who was the best player in the world?
Probably Curry.
Not Giannis.
Oh, yeah, it's recency bias.
When did Giannis stop being the best player in the world? Let me ask that. Or stop being definitively in your opinion.
I thought you were still.
Heading into the finals, not finals. Excuse me. Heading into the playoffs, he was no longer definitively the best player in the world to me. Because I thought Jokic had an amazingly great regular season, and I didn't think he was as bad as he was defensively the year before.
Dub, did you hear Low making the Jokic arguments this time
last year? I don't know what I heard. I never heard the Jokic.
Dub, was I making the Jokic arguments this time last year?
No, you wasn't.
Okay, I'm honest. There we go.
There we go.
So I want to be clear. I want to be clear.
You asked Mars for help and you just cooked yourself.
No, because real talk has made it seem like all throughout the year I was saying it was definitive Giannis. He just sat there and said, "No, I did make." Now, Mars is not pushing it to a whole nother year.
Last year you was on Giannis. This year has been the interchangeable thing, but last year it was Giannis. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what I'm saying
that's what I was saying last night too.
That's not what you were saying last night.
That's what I was saying. I said
No, you were not.
KB, we're not here for you.
I don't know.
Because
we're not here for you to ride on low.
No, stop. Because the conversation that was being had last night was about this year. Real talk. Ask real talk. Let's ask real talk.
But real talk can't answer though.
Hold on. This is me and Mars' show, so y'all need to relax. I literally, and I told you, Lo. I said Real Talk was the one talking about the regular season nonsense.
Okay, I'm here. Hold on.
I got to mute you for a second. Hold on.
Yeah, niggas are so ready to get their take off.
So low. Listen, bro. You was having your conversation with Real Talk, and then y'all was talking about regular season and everything. I interjected and told you. I said, bro, we was having this conversation last year. I said the fundraiser, a podcast what we did for autism awareness. I said, remember that? I said last year you was caping for Giannis, and I never heard about you talking about Jokic ever. Not once did you even bring him up as a mention. That's what I said. The stuff you got on with Real Take, that's between y'all two. But that's what I told you last.
Okay. So I remember being right next to Low making these Giannis arguments.
We having two different conversations. So Real Talk, did you hear Mars say throughout this regular season, I said it was interchangeable? Did you hear him say that, Real Talk?
I heard you say throughout the season that Giannis was the best player in the world. That's what I heard personally.
Now, Mars, did I say that this past regular season?
I believe what I remember you saying is that it was interchangeable between Giannis and Steph.
So I don't know where you got that from, Real Talk, because I was not saying that it was definitive. I was very.
Someone
Hey,
needs to
you
pull
know
up
what?
clips. Someone needs to pull up clips. That's what
We
we're
need
talking
to
about.
pull-
We need clips. We need clips.
Mars, I got
Low
you.
and
No,
KB, low
I'm
and
gonna do
KB.
some research. I got you.
I
There we go. That's what we
definitively
need. We need
remember
clips.
when Ticket
I'ma
asked
pull it
us,
up.
and I definitively remember we were pushing back at him saying, "Ooh, I don't know, and he got upset like, "No, you got to give me a name, give me a name, give me a name." And when I was
Oh, yeah,
forced
the
into
panel.
a name,
The panel, you've been consistent with that, and I will give you credit for that. I'm talking about before the panel even started, though. You was on the
Yeah,
Giannis
you
hype
was
train.
me
bro,
riding
you're
Giannis.
talking
You was
about
me
a
riding
whole
Giannis.
nother
Yep.
year, bro. You're talking about a whole nother year. I thought we were talking about specifically this year because that's what
We
Real
can
Talk
talk
was talking
about open gym this regular season. Giannis was saying. Now, the conversation that we had last night, I will
Oh,
say
you
this,
see what I'm
right?
saying, dog? You see what I'm saying, dog?
Now, last night, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, dog?
Last
Because if
night-
we're
last
talking
night,
about
I
this
don't
last
know.
regular season, I for sure it was without a doubt interchangeable. It was not
remember
no,
that.
it was
I do
not no
remember
definitive Giannis this year for me.
Yeah, I don't think it was definitive. But I think if
Dub,
someone forced
there's
you to
a-
pick, you picked Giannis. I
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Not me.
cool. So what? Okay, so the conversation that we had last night, I understood now where Low is coming from, where he says, you know, it's interchangeable and you know it depends on the playoff run and, all, and yada yada yada. So for these fuck niggas to come up here and say the convo last night was useless, I don't feel that way. But now it was useless.
It was.
I'm back on my bullshit. No,
Yo,
you said
real talk,
Giannis was
real
the best
talk, real
player in the
talk, real
world.
talk.
That's
How
what you
much-
said, Lo.
Wait,
And
real
I'm
talk.
sticking
Oh
to it.
my
Real talk,
God.
real talk. How many niggas were talking like for no reason in that space for like 30
There was a
minutes
lot
or
of
an
people
hour
who
straight?
did
Where it was just a useless argument. Where niggas understood each other's points, but we're talking just to talk, bro. Literally, that was what's going on, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
That convo was crazy.
Like
but
you
I-
understood it, but it dragged on.
There was literally a tweet. Somebody put in the Jumbotron. I don't know who, but somebody put in the Jumbotron. Lowe's tweet said he put up a Giannis stat line. This
Oh,
was
yeah, I seen that.
March 14th of 2023.
Recent.
So this was this year.
It was
He
when
said he
Giannis
put
was
up a
having
Giannis
his
stat
40
line,
ball.
and then under that he said best player in the world. And because the shit didn't say definitively best player in the world, this nigga, this
So
nigga
then,
was like,
wait, so
it
wait,
was
wait,
supposed
so
to be
wait, wait.
definitively.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. So then he completely ignores the other tweet that I put in there where I openly acknowledged, or I said the gap between Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid throughout this regular season is not that wide at all.
But you was
He's
talking about
And,
MVP,
and,
not the
and,
best
he was
player
talking about
in
the
world.
MVP race, not the
Yeah, the
because he
MVP
does
you
he
know
does
that's
not
the
think that
difference.
he doesn't
That's-
think that
that's
Embiid is
different.
more
That's
close to
different.
Giannis or Jokic.
if we're going off of the performance of the regular season, that's what we're going off of.
No.
So
but
you thought Embiid was in that convo for best player in the world.
No, but what I'm saying is if we're talking about the performance of the regular season, right?
no, you talking about MVP.
We talking
There
about
was
best
an
player in the world,
MVP
bro.
race.
Low,
We talking
low,
about
stop
best
being
player in the
nasty.
world.
Stop being
There's
nasty.
no way. There's
Stop
no
being
way.
nasty, Lo.
And Lo, there is no
What?
way. There is no way that you want to sit here and say that Embiid had a case to be the best player in the world.
No, I'm sitting here saying if I believe that there was not that big of a gap between the three, how could I then believe that
And the MVP
Giannis
race.
was the best? No, but listen to what I'm saying. How could I then also believe that Giannis was definitively the best player in the world?
Because an MVP.
Oh,
doesn't-
okay.
I'm about
Because
to
you were
tell
making the argument the whole
Yeah.
year that MVP didn't mean best player in the
Yeah,
world.
thank you, Mars. And
I know, but if I
Mm.
argue that Jokic and Giannis are close in the MVP race, that would also imply
Low,
that I
hop
think that it's
your
not
ass
that
out
big of
the
a gap.
pen.
between
Yo,
those
you
two.
getting cooked.
It would
my
imply
guy.
there's not that big of a gap in the MVP race. Not as
No,
players.
it would imply it's not that big of a gap between them from players because if I believe that those three are interchangeable between Curry, Giannis, and Jokic,
But
then that means
Kyrie
But
wasn't in it.
MVP,
because Curry was
Exactly.
hurt. That's why.
But he wasn't in it. So
But he was hurt though.
but he wasn't in it. So there must be a clear gap.
Oh,
Oh,
question.
my
Wait. Watch this.
God.
But MVP doesn't mean best player in the world.
Question.
Exactly.
So when KD was in the MVP conversations before he got injured, right? Did you think he was a top 5 player because of that?
I don't think he was in MVP conversations.
But he was.
When?
That's
He
not, that's
was!
not
For
what you think.
for me,
You're lying.
You was
No, no.
teaming
But
it.
it's
Bro,
clear.
that's not for you to think like he was.
no, for me, he wasn't. I would never in my life put him in
You
a
was the
MVP
same guy
conversation.
glazing
faster
KD's
than-
efficiency and how it was amazing, and you was giving.
That does not then mean that I believe he's an MVP. What the what?
in the MVP race.
Why?
What?
Why?
the efficiency.
Because when he was having that crazy run,
Chat, bring it up. I remember Low bringing up KD and praising this man.
Yeah, because he was great. He was, but during that time, Curry also was borderline 70 true shooting, and so was Jokic also like 70.
He was 70 true shooting, dog.
Yeah, I'm about to say it was.
KD
It was
also had
three.
the Nets like top 2 in the conference. Like they were. He had
Denver
MVP.
Denver was always like top 3.
I'm not saying he was low. I'm not saying he was the number 1 candidate, my nigga. I'm just saying he was a candidate.
Okay, but that's like me acknowledging for like a 2-week span that DeMar DeRozan last season.
Stop! Don't be nasty.
That's the equivalent to.
You're being very nasty right now.
So for a month span, chat, DeMar DeRozan was in the MVP combo, and I'm supposed to take that serious. No, nigga, come on, let's be honest.
You're really doing DeMar DeRozan and KD. Okay.
Okay,
man.
The example
Let's be honest.
We're not talking about the caliber of player.
Everybody's
Obviously,
saying
KD is much
you
better.
escaping.
KB, get off your knees. Jesus Christ.
Yo, no, he's upset.
It's getting bad, bro. KB,
What did I do?
upset.
I just understood what he
you
was
gotta
saying.
stand
I
up. You gotta
understand
stand
the
tall,
output,
bro. You gotta get
No, y'all trying to bend the narrative. He just trying to get it right, bro.
Nah, bro.
Also, wait. I want to be clear. Me still saying Giannis was the best player in the world that time does not mean that the gap was that wide between him and Jokic.
Yo, if
I didn't say
anybody,
Right, chat.
Who said
Right,
it was?
chat. Right
now
now,
he's looking
if
for
you
the
want to
chat
say,
save him.
chat, if you want to say that Curry's the best player in the world, I'm not going to argue with you because I think there's an argument for it. So I'm even with me going on this Jokic tear or this Jokic run, whatever y'all want to call it, I would still be inclined to believe that Curry could be better. Is better than him. I don't think the gap is that wide.
Yo, they're saying that you said this, and you know what? We're gonna see if you call KD the MVP.
You know what's crazy? I think Giannis is a distant third right now. I'll be so real. I think he has his.
That's KB saying that, not me. I want to be clear.
That's what I think. Actually, I think.
Oh man, low. There is.
They got receipts. They got receipts.
Wow.
January 18th, 2023.
The MVP race, in my opinion.
Oh,
in
that was
2023 in January.
That was trolling.
Now you're trolling.
Oh, now he's trolling. Now he's trolling.
Dog, I don't know why Real Talk act like he doesn't know I troll on KD tweets. I don't know why he doesn't. He doesn't. I was literally in a space not too long ago, Real Talk, and I said that Giannis is below KD now. Come on, you know I wasn't serious when I said that.
Okay, yeah, that's what they all say.
Oh no, I know when we're trolling, but look. You were dead. Fuck. Serious.
No, he going.
Wait,
now.
Real
He
Talk.
lagging or I'm lagging?
Yeah, no, he's going
lagging.
out.
Real Talk's the same nigga that said that if Jayson Tatum is a playmaking leap, he's gonna be a top 3 player in the world. So I just want to let you niggas know that.
Real talk.
Real Talk. You're
lagging, bro.
You're lagging.
We all agree Low just got cooked, right?
No, y'all just don't understand Twitter law. When I troll about KD,
you said it on the panel. They had people saying you said this on the panel.
No, I was trolling, bro. I don't believe. I never think that highly. I never think that highly of KD, bro. Stop.
Whoa.
I remember when you was praising his 60% from mid range. I remember that. Was that?
Yeah, that's something to praise.
No, so that wasn't trolling.
If it's a fact, for sure, that's something to praise.
Okay. I just wanted to know when it's not trolling because clearly it seems to just be trolling the moment it gets used against you.
Here, I'll stop trolling, guys. You know, moving forward, I'm gonna stop trolling.
Cool. Is Spoelstra the best coach in the NBA?
Yeah. What's his fan?
I don't want to say that he's the best. You have to really take into consideration Popovich and the team that he's on.
Okay.
Especially this scheme and stuff like that. So you got to make sure Popovich gets his respects.
I like the switch.
What's Eric Spoelstra's finals record as a coach? 2-3. That's not.
No.
You can't be the best coach in the NBA.
No, he lost
finals record.
He's 2-2.
Lost to the Spurs, Lakers.
He's 2-3. Yeah.
Whose mic is that?
Whose mic is that?
Whose mic is that?
I think it's you, Low Junior.
That is not my mic.
It's not his mic.
That is not my mic.
Lil Junior, fix your mic.
It's mine.
Hey, KB, you're trying to trash me for my Tatum point.
Yeah, that take was shitty, nigga. I'll stand on that too.
That take isn't shitty. If a top 10 player shores up his deficiencies, there's not a reason why he can't be top. 3.
Is that's the one deficiency playmaker?
Top
Yeah, all right, bro.
3.
How good?
Top
How
five
good does his
conversation.
playmaking have to become for it to be shored up?
He
Like,
needs
give
to
me
be.
a caliber of player he's playmaking as well as.
Top 3.
I
This
would
is the
say
definition-
KD,
this
but
is
he
the
already
definition.
passed that nigga.
You know when you run,
Oh.
So
run
bad.
and you just
Could you
need a dig,
could you
it's up.
quantify it with numbers? Real talk, like
Oh
I'm
no,
not a
yo,
box score
Like,
merchant. I'm
if
sorry.
Jason
I'm
Jason
not a
Tatum
box score
if Jason
no,
Tatum
I'm
was a
saying, like,
Jokic
production,
level playmaker,
you know what I mean?
No,
like,
no,
effective-
Okay,
no.
not he doesn't have to be
Yo,
Jokic level though. He doesn't
no
have to be
context.
Jokic
I'm
level.
glad you're here.
Oh,
Like,
he'll never get to that level.
wait, no. Real talk. Hold on.
no, it's not that.
And Jokic will never get to the level of defender he is either. So
It's real. It's
fine.
not. It's
Yo,
not hard.
one-
It's not
one-
hard.
one has two
Dribble handles.
Yo, context. Let me ask him a question, dog. Yo, can you explain to like the panel and like the viewers what is your definition of playmaking, bro? Like what is your definition, dog?
Oh, this nigga's on me. Already,
I'm just asking. No,
no. So okay. So to me, and I'm gonna relate it into the conversation that we had the other day. So to
Okay.
me, playmaking is to create scoring opportunities for your teammates. So that's for me. I think it's for teammates first, and then after that for yourself. Because when you're doing it for yourself, it's more so shot creation. So you can create plays out of your shot or having the threat to shoot. However, to me, it's to create scoring opportunities for. So now, in more depth, I value more degree of difficulty. So, for example, like a Jason Kidd, he doesn't have the threat of scoring as much. However, he's still able to facilitate the offense and able to make dynamic plays. So I value that over someone like a Steph Curry because his scoring, to me, is more of the focal point over his playmaking. His playmaking is secondary.
Yo,
So I don't value it as high.
I understand
no
that.
way. No way this nigga left, bro. That's crazy. Hey, okay, he's back.
hey, y'all got to stop calling every black man with glasses low. I'm actually getting offended.
I think that's right.
I'm actually starting to get offended.
Wait, what happened?
Oh no, I was just asking
Damn.
context what his definition of playmaking is, and he said he values Jason Kidd's playmaking more than Steph. So that's
Why?
I don't know. So
What's wrong? What's
So
wrong
the
with
reason
Jason
why-
Kidd's playmaking?
It's
So
limited
the
because
reason
he
why
can't.
I'm gonna explain it again, Lo. So the reason why is because
So
I
Jason
value
Kidd just
the-
makes the finals and it means nothing. Okay.
all right, Mars, can you stop trolling for just 5 minutes?
no.
You guys just don't care about production. That's
So to me, Steph
Bro,
Curry,
nothing
like,
better
the
than
focal
Mars. You're
point-
never gonna let that go
the
away.
focal point of his offense is his shooting and his scoring, right? The shooting threat and the scoring threat and the ability to do so. To me, that is his highest value. The playmaking is secondary. So although it's more so like his playmaking is facilitated and it's amplified by his threat of scoring, his scoring attempt, whatever the case may be. However, Jason Kidd doesn't provide that same threat as a scorer, but he's still able to facilitate the offense and he's still able to make dynamic plays to Richard Jefferson on the fly, things like that. He's able to improvise. He's able to push more in transition, make the harder passes, things like that. So now Steph Curry, he used to, when in his like first couple of years, he had a couple of times, he had like high turnover years and shit like that. So his playmaking wasn't really up to par compared to Jason Kidd coming out the gate, where he was just, you know what I mean, like being dynamic off the rip.
Did Curry have high turnover years? I don't know if he ever had a year
Yeah.
that was above like
I'm
4
checking
turnovers.
right now, bro.
Damn, it got to be
It
over
was like
4 to be high.
It was like 4.8, shit like that.
He's never had a 4
4.8.
point.
He
He's never had a
year.
4.8.
He never had a year averaging 4.8 turnovers.
I think it was like
Yeah,
4 points.
he's
It was like,
also
it
not
was
a
like a high 4. It was like, it was
ball-dominant
above- it was
He's
above 4.5.
never had a year where he had more than 4 turnovers.
He's not
never
a ball-dominant player.
I know, but this is what he said, high turnover. He's never had a 4 turnover year in his career.
He never had a 4 turnover. It probably might have been a playoff run. It might have been a playoff run.
What's his assist to turnover ratio?
Bro,
In
he had
20
one.
he
He
had
had
one in
one. He had
2016.
one 4 turnover year in
No, it was
16.
2016.
It was 2016.
Oh, that's like 38 years.
Jesus, your mic.
Nah, Justin,
God
I'm not
damn.
gonna lie. That thing.
What's Steph Curry's assist to turnover ratio?
All right, yo, don't.
Anyway,
Mars.
I'm not talking to Mars.
Yeah,
Look,
I'm not-
the problem with the
bro. What are you? How you dubbing Mars?
You have
bro?
the
Yeah,
ability
because
to
he's
come
not
out trolling anymore and
he's
actually
not
talk
serious.
hoops, man.
He's
So
not-
you
he's
guys
not
can talk
serious.
about Steph Curry never averaged 4 turnovers, but I can't ask his assist to turnover ratio.
Because you're not serious. I'm not talking to you, bro. You're not
All right,
serious.
someone else ask the question. Someone else ask the question, please.
You know what?
The
It's fine.
problem-
I'm
the-
with you,
Go
Lo.
ahead,
You don't
Lo.
have to
Go ahead, Lo.
talk, bro. You
Yeah,
don't
go
have
ahead.
Yeah, I'm there. The problem with that, the argument
This is
though,
criminal.
it is the way you're trolling.
You're a
Yeah, it
criminal.
is.
God damn.
As Mars would say it, when you really deep it, you really.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Oh,
You're a
man.
nasty
Yo,
guy,
he
bro.
cooked, he cooked, he
When
cooked.
you the problem with your argument, I think you're more so attributing to my passing rather than playmaking. Jason Kidd just did not alter defenses enough to put him in the conversation as a playmaker as Curry or really a lot of other players. He just didn't. Like outside of like doing a lot of dribble penetration, there just really wasn't much else that he could do. And even then, defenses really weren't
They could also
shifting.
post up. They could also post up. They used to post up Jason Kidd.
But it wasn't. But defenses weren't. The defense weren't
They didn't
like
care.
significantly
They didn't care about
shifting. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like, okay, if he's posting up, maybe we might send help. But for the most part, they were fine with him.
What do you call
Go ahead.
content? Let me ask this. What do you call controlling the pace, playmaking? If he keeps the game, tempo
I
up,
already said that.
isn't that playmaking?
That's why I said the fact that he has lack.
I'm asking the legend of losing right now. I'm trying to get where he was. Yeah, I'm trying to see that.
Is someone gonna tell me Steph Curry's assist to turnover?
No, man.
Nah, we're actually
That's
not.
nasty.
So
That's
the
nasty.
answer,
Don't worry, I got you,
so the answer, yes, that will I agree. That's some form of playmaking, which I think goes back to the argument of like, can defense be a part of playmaking? Because if you force turnovers, it gets easy looks, and you're making plays on the other end. For sure, like I think that's a part of it. However, I don't think that's enough to make up for like everything else that he would lack in a half court setting. It's just not enough.
So what I'm saying, I understand if you take that stance. However, what I'm saying to you is that Steph Curry, because of his threat of scoring, it facilitates the playmaking and easier reads because there's more gravity, there's different type of versus Jason Kidd where he has to create and be more dynamic because they're not pressing up on him like that. They're not pressing for the J. With Steph, he's already creating a dynamic by being such a threat from half court. You get what I'm saying? So you automatically stretch the defense out. You get what
That's
I'm saying?
literally, but that's why he's better.
That's
You're
why
literally
he's
saying
better.
why he's better.
But you're not understanding what I'm saying.
You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me.
Stop.
No. What I'm saying is I'm not taking away from that. What I'm saying, it allows the playmaking to be easier versus Jason Kidd has a higher degree of difficulty to playmake. So I value the fact that he's not a scoring threat as much, but he's still as dynamic.
I think you're
You get what I
confusing
mean?
playmaking and passing, bro.
No,
Yeah,
but
that's a great example of passing.
Here's the thing, but playmaking and passing are intertwined. You can't separate the two. You guys are trying to make it very you can't make it black and white. Basketball is not black and white, Lo. You can't do that.
I'm not saying you make it black and white.
It was when Bill Russell played.
But they're
Oh
combined.
my God.
I don't.
But this is what I'm saying.
Oh, let me explain it.
Go.
Because I want to break it down so he understands what Lowe and them are doing. They are combining all of it. It's just in terms of like what you value, they're not just valuing the passing, right? So they include the passing, they include the scoring gravity, they include how the defense gets manipulated by them being there. So they don't disqualify.
It's just wherever they're putting their value towards. I get it, but that's why I said like it's a very fluid conversation. Like that's why I said it's just playmaking is open for interpretation.
I think it's just too difficult to really, because you talk about defense, and I asked Chilltown this last night. I was like, well, how is Rudy Gobert? Is he an above average playmaker or average playmaker because of defense and offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds that he provides? He was like, he's an above average playmaker. In my head,
oh no, he's not.
In my head, I don't.
No.
I just don't think that at all. I think when you add all those factors, it makes it almost impossible to have a honest opinion because there's so many factors to include.
No, that's crazy.
Right. That's what I said. It's all about preference. Right. I was saying it's all about preference.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think
this is not a preference.
I think it's
about
actually very.
assist to turnover.
Yeah, it's just the turnover ratio. You guys are just ignoring the fact. It was like 3.
Yeah, KB, you really came for Low to get a word off. Jesus Christ.
I think
I didn't even say anything, nigga.
I think it's definitively.
I didn't say that. I didn't even talk.
Get some wipes, KB. Jesus.
I didn't even speak, nigga.
That's tough.
I didn't even talk.
I think definitively, Steph Curry is a better playmaker than Jayson Tatum. And the reason why you separate the passing is because, like Curry's playmaking goes beyond him having the ball in his hands. So like if I can generate quality looks for my teammates without me having the ball in my hand, as well as having the ball in my hand, and the way that I can do it can be from every angle and every aspect of the floor. Like I can get quality threes, lob threats.
100%.
How is Steph Curry generating shots without the ball in his hands?
When he moves off ball, I know he knows the answer, but I think he just wants me to explain it. But no. When he's moving off ball, especially when they run action, regardless if it's delay action on the weak side, when the screen is being set, he's coming off, and two players both go at Curry at the exact same time because they're willing to allow another man to be open on that side. That is literally him getting wide open shots.
But how has he created the shot? Because if Draymond Green doesn't pass the ball to the person who's open, no shots.
I mean, that's where the passing comes into play from somebody else, but the playmaking from Curry still exists.
But there's no play if Draymond doesn't make the pass.
I have another question.
But that's playmaking in general, though. That's why.
Yeah, but Jayson Kidd's actually making the pass. He's making the play.
Yeah, no, he's not. No, that's what I said.
He's getting the ball.
Listen. This is why I told you before, because you make this mistake about with Kobe Bryant, and I had to son you and school you about this. Just because somebody gets doubled, and you don't make the pass, that does not then constitute as playmaking. There still has to be a pass.
That's my point.
No, that's my point. I know. I get that.
Draymond Green is making the play.
I get that, but just because you make the pass to a player, just because you make the pass to the player, does not necessarily mean you're the one who generated the quality look for that player, i.e., the playmaking.
How did they get the ball?
Yeah. Somebody passed it to them. Whoever passed it.
Was it?
But that's passing though. We're talking about playmaking, Mars.
But if Draymond,
if you actually answer the question, and then let me ask my follow-up question, it would.
All right, go. So ask the first question again. Ask the first.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Let's set the scene.
They run delay action on the scene.
They run delay action. They run delay action
on the scene.
Two
players go after Curry.
Someone is not open on the dive to the rim.
Wiggins is open.
How does he get the ball?
Let's say Draymond pass it to him.
Okay, so if Draymond doesn't make the pass, has Steph made a play?
Yes.
No.
But no shot was created. So how?
Because again, he got a quality look. I mean,
there was no look. He didn't get the ball.
Potential. That's a potential play.
No. The same way you said
potential. That's potential.
Okay. The same way you said. If Kobe draws the attention, but shoots it anyway, he didn't create the play, even though he drew the attention.
That's Kobe.
So Steph Curry can draw all the attention, but if the shot wasn't created, he didn't make a play.
Okay, but that's Kobe. Wait, can I
respond? Draymond Green's the playmaker.
Can I respond? That's Kobe. That's Kobe is the one who's deciding not to make the pass. Curry's not the one who's not making the pass. That's Draymond missing the read. If you miss the person who's missing the read, if I generate a quality look and then you miss the read, that does not then take away from me generating a quality look.
Well, it does when someone else can generate a quality look and give them the ball themselves, a la Jason Kidd, a la Rajon Rondo, a la John Stockton.
But I don't think
Steph Curry is relying on other people to do half of his job. He creates the opening and then it takes someone else to pass the ball. John Stockton and Jason Kidd create the opening and make the pass.
But
so they're doing twice as much work.
Wait, but the difference is that I don't think that those players are actually generating the looks, though. They're not generating the looks.
How are they not generating the looks?
Because again, so do you think Draymond? So let's go back to this. Go back to this scenario. Do you think Draymond generated the look for Wiggins diving to the basket?
No, I think Draymond is doing.
Okay, then.
That's my point.
No.
You're missing my whole point. Draymond is doing half of Stephen Curry's job.
No, Mars.
That's
Mars.
my point.
No, Mars. If Jason Kidd is at the top of the key, dribbling the ball, and then somebody else generated the look, you just sat there and said, Jason Kidd
It's like you're
generate the
missing the
look.
point. Draymond is doing
no.
half of Stephen Curry's job as the playmaker.
You're
Steph
right.
Curry can get the guy open, but he's
not
relying on
getting
someone
the
else to get them the
Right.
ball.
So
Jason
wait,
Kidd
so
is getting them open and giving them the
the
ball.
assist.
You
Bro,
keep,
Right.
stop. You
assist
keep
mention.
saying that Jason Kidd is getting them open. In this scenario, how is Jason Kidd getting them open?
But that
if there's
scenario
no
is not how New Jersey's offense works. You made
you
up a
tell me-
scenario that isn't how it works.
Okay, but I asked you about Draymond, and you also still
Oh
said
yeah,
yes
in
to
Draymond Green's position. See, Draymond Green to me isn't a playmaker. He's doing half of
No,
the job.
I just asked
Steph
you that
Curry's
question,
doing
you
half
said
of the
yes.
job. Draymond's doing half of the job. They
You just
combine.
said yes. No,
to be a
stop.
playmaker.
You just said yes.
There
You
we
said
go.
yes to that. So I asked the question again.
Mhm.
So in that situation, is Draymond generating the look?
No, he did not generate the look. No.
Okay. So explain to me how you believe that Jason Kidd in that offense was generating quality looks.
Okay, so downhill in transition. Would you agree he was
We agree with
generating
that.
looks in
We said
transition?
transition. We agree with that.
And would you agree that the large part of New Jersey's most success on offense was in transition?
Yeah.
Most is crazy. Most is crazy.
A large part.
It was
A
a
large
large
part.
part.
I would say. I mean,
So I said a large part. I said a
You
large
said,
part.
you said most. You said most.
I said
did
a
say
large
most.
part.
No, you said
I also
most.
said a large part. Did I not?
Okay,
A large
but
part.
you said most.
Okay.
But that's why I said most is kind of crazy.
Okay,
Large
would
is-
you
large
agree?
is-
Would
I mean,
you
low is
agree? A
arguing.
large part. He's arguing semantics now because he's getting. Would you?
No,
argue-
damn.
Would you
If
agree?
I
A
scored
large
90
part came
If
in
I scored
transition.
96 points, I know for a fact 45 of those points are not coming in transition. So
Would
that's
you
why I
agree?
can't say
A
that.
large part of their most
can't even say
success
that. I can't even say that.
offensively.
No,
That's tough.
no.
Look at
Like,
look
So
at look at look.
where was their most efficient form of offense, Lo, in your opinion?
most efficient or large part? See, we're
Their
saying
most
two different
success.
things now.
I said a large part of their most success on offense. That's what I said.
I still don't think that's good because again, we're talking about 96.
So where
points being
was the
scored.
most success on? Where did they have their most success on offense?
I think either lobs to the basket or you still half court offense. It has to be. It can't be majority of their points can't be scored in
I never said
transition.
majority of that. I said
You
their
can't even say the most
successful
successful
form of offense.
If I all right, how about this? If I score
Their most
8
successful
points,
form of offense was obviously
if
transition.
I score 8 points in transition at 96 points, what are we talking about, Mars?
That's not okay. That's not what was happening with New Jersey, though.
How many points do you think was being scored in transition, Mars? Out of 96 points, how many?
14. I'll go 14.
Here, let's just do the math on that. Let's just do the math on
14.
that.
Oh,
Oh my!
Oh, that's
God.
not even 15% of those points they're scoring.
And I said their most successful form of offense, aka
No.
their most efficient
I
form of
don't.
offense. was their
Also, I
transition
don't even
offense.
think you think it's 14, but I'll give you 14.
You don't think they were getting 14 fast break points a game?
I'll double check it.
They have stats for that then.
Well, like, let's say
Basketball
even then,
reference.
I think
don't
even
know.
then, it don't matter.
even
It's
then,
not-
okay, yeah,
it don't even matter because it's not 20. It's not over 20.
We're getting way off track. We're getting way off track.
Transition point.
Okay, so in transition,
what's
Jason
next?
Kidd was
What's next?
creating,
What's
right?
next? Yes.
In the high post, was Jason Kidd creating?
Oh no, I don't think that. Especially if we talk about efficiency. No, at that point, no.
Oh, so
I'm
now
going to remove that. I'm going to remove that. No, I'm saying.
so Jason Kidd wasn't creating out the high post in your opinion.
I think he was better creating downhill, even in
Well, of course
like
he was
attacking
better
the basket.
creating down. Of course he was
Right.
better.
No, I'm talking about even in half court setting. I think that would be the second. That would be the second most.
Well,
successful.
Yeah,
pick and roll.
there's
Pick and
many ways in which Jason Kidd was creating.
No,
You're
but
helping
Jason,
my point.
but pick and roll. I mean, not top of the. I mean, post ups. I would say no to that. I'm saying no to post ups.
No, but they used
What?
it. They did use it.
I'm not saying they
used it.
didn't use it.
Wait, how are you saying no to post? I'm confused.
If you're saying efficiency, especially if you're talking about efficiency, I do not.
No, I'm
believe
talking
that was
about
the
where
most
he was
efficient.
creating.
But did he do it efficiently? Because apparently when we went to transition, you were worried about efficiency.
Yeah,
Now
that's
all
why
of
I
a sudden
said. That's
you're
why I
not.
said a large part of their most successful part of offense.
Okay,
That's why I
so
said that.
do
I
you
never
think
said that
you-
for. I never said that for the post. I said that's where he was
Oh,
creating.
so okay.
Yes.
Okay,
I made
fine.
sure.
All right, fine. Yes, that was another way that he could have
He was
created.
creating
Yes.
in transition. He
He
was
could have
creating in the
created,
high
yes.
post. He
Yes.
was creating getting downhill, and he was creating and he was a facilitator. Right? He did all
Okay.
of those things. Correct.
Okay. Okay.
And Steph Curry runs around.
Okay, Steph Curry. Let's run through this. Do you think Steph Curry is also great in transition? Does he also create in transition?
He creates in transition. Yes.
Do you think Steph Curry also creates in high pick and roll situations?
Yes.
Do you also think that Steph Curry creates when he's off ball?
50%.
No, this is a yes or no, Mars. It's a yes or no question. Do you think he creates
50%.
when he's off ball?
50%. He does half the job. 50%.
Do you think he creates when he's off ball? Yes or no?
That's fair. That's
50%.
fair.
So yes,
That's fair.
it's a yes. It's a
It's
yes.
half, yes.
Now
half.
the follow-up question is, who was creating more efficient looks out of those ability to create?
I mean, you'd have to say Steph, but you'd also have to say Golden State has more offensive pieces than New Jersey.
Right, that's the point. That's what I'm
mean,
trying to
no,
get at.
I mean, Kerry Kittles, Keith Van Horn,
We don't have to.
That's just a bunch of.
We don't have to. We have a year without Klay Thompson and a year without Kevin Durant. They were running around with Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole. Something I know for a fact.
How the offense look in those years?
How
the offense look? How did the offense look?
The point I'm making is that it's just the quality of looks. Again,
the offense is bad, right?
The offense
Well,
was
mediocre.
Well,
The offense is mediocre, right?
I would say a bad. Ooh,
Yeah, mediocre. Mediocre. I said the offense is mediocre, right?
The offense was, I guess mediocre. Let's say mediocre.
So Steph Curry without these weapons, mediocre offense. Jason Kidd without the weapons, mediocre offense.
Okay, so
Steph Curry is the elite scorer. And Steph Curry is the elite scorer.
I'm gonna ask the question again because the question wasn't who had a better offense. The question was who's generating better looks. That's the question.
I didn't say that. No.
That's the question. That's the question I asked.
Jason Kidd finding his teammates for layups who are incapable of creating their own look. Richard Jefferson, Kerry Kittles, Keith Van Horn, maybe a little bit. He could create a little bit. Kenyon Martin wasn't really creating for himself either. Low post was not great. Those type of guys, Jason Kidd creating layups for those guys versus Steph Curry and all this spaced out offense, leading a mediocre offense when he's one of the best scorers in the NBA. I'm gonna say Jason Kidd was creating better looks for worse people.
Come on.
I think you can easily argue that between Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Otto Porter,
Kelly
Oubre. I think he was undeniably creating better looks for those players. Undeniably. I don't even think it's close.
Threes?
Why?
Because of
do you think Steph Curry creating these more often than not it's wide open threes, occasionally more especially in 2021, wide open threes, especially in the corner for guys like Kelly Oubre, is creating better looks than Jason Kidd finding his teammates who are offensively incapable and finding them for layups. You think
layups that were contested? Yes. Contested layups?
I disagree.
Contested layups when everybody's at the basket and you're just trying to shove a pass down the on lane? Yes, I actually do.
The pass was getting through.
That's the point.
I never said it wasn't getting through.
I just said
if I pass it to Kenyon Martin and Tim Duncan is standing right there, I guess I generated a quality look for him. I guess you're right, Mars. You're absolutely right. If Tim Duncan is contesting the shot, you're right. That's a good shot. If you want to argue that Andrew Wiggins receiving an open three is worse than a contested shot from Tim Duncan, you're right, Mars.
No, that's not the argument. The argument is
that's what you're saying.
That wasn't the argument.
And everyone in the chat knows that wasn't the argument. You're right.
Everyone in the chat knows that wasn't the argument.
You're right.
Everyone in the chat knows that wasn't the argument. Everyone knows that wasn't the argument.
You're right, Mars.
Everyone knows that wasn't the argument.
You're right, Mars. You're right.
You're right.
This is the worst hour I've seen Low ever have.
This is
Low has been getting cooked the whole time.
When would it not be contested?
Oh my god. Okay, let's
because how would my water? How are the bigs getting out of the lane? How did the big getting out of the lane? How?
Look, I'm gonna explain a concept to you that you may not understand. It's called
relativity.
Okay. In the 2000s, offenses were just worse than they are today. There was less spacing than there is today. So even though a contested layup might be worse than an open three today, those looks are what every team thrived off of in the 2000s. Getting layups created out of nowhere, whether or not they were wide open or not, getting a layup was still more valuable than creating jump shots at that time. Jason Kidd finding these guys for layups who weren't great shooters. Richard Jefferson, Kenyon Martin weren't great shooters. Him finding those guys getting downhill is still their best form of offense. Him creating that is still extremely valuable. The offense is just worse in general. Okay, so what's Richard Jefferson's best form of offense, Lo? Explain. What's Richard Jefferson's best form of offense?
You just said in the 2000s that
what's Richard Jefferson's best form of offense?
Wait, I'm clarifying what you said. It was a lie. Maybe you misspoke. So I'm making sure you said what you said correctly. You said that every team in the early 2000s best form of offense was contested layups. That's what you saying?
Was getting around the rim was the best form of offense for every team.
Yes. I'll ask that question again. So you think that
I made the clarification. There you go. I said
okay.
That's
Getting around the rim. Okay. So
Yes.
would it not be better offense to try to figure out ways to not have those twos to be contested around the rim?
If there is no people who can shoot, you can't get them out the rim. You can't get them away from the rim.
Here's the problem, and this is where it goes back to my value.
That Jayson Kidd couldn't shoot
because Jayson Kidd could not shoot. So that's the reason why he could not get those bigs out the lane. Because if he could, they would just run pick and roll action and then get those bigs out of the lane. Mars.
That's why the shooting makes him the better player. Obviously,
no,
we're not arguing.
Once again. So I'm going to ask. Jayson Kidd getting downhill and then finding those laydown passes, is that getting a big away?
Yeah, I agree with it. That's without a doubt a way to get him out.
So he was creating in that regard. Okay. Then also the Princeton offense, we will understand how the Princeton offense works, and that's why Jayson Kidd was in the post as much as he was, and he was the best playmaker on that team.
Okay.
Was he creating out of the Princeton offense, or is that just the offense doing its job?
No, he was creating out of it, but does that remove the bigs out of the lane for them to get quality looks at the rim?
No, but getting looks at the rim is still some of the better quality shots that the team can get, right?
Well, both of these players are getting shots.
Are they perfect looks? No. Are they perfect looks? No.
So
are they the best quality looks that team could have got without Jayson Kidd?
At that time, right.
That's the best quality looks they were going to get.
No, but you're saying without Jayson Kidd. But if Jayson Kidd was a better offensive piece, then they could have gotten better better looks.
Yeah, they could have gotten better looks. Sure. Okay, let me ask this: if Steph Curry's on that team, does he create better looks for that team?
Yes.
Than Jayson Kidd.
Yes.
Based on what?
Based off the fact that just the big alone are going to have to defend on the perimeter if they run high screen and roll action.
So Byron Scott, who basically exclusively ran Princeton offense, by the way, even when he was in the Cavs, when he had no one who could actually feasibly run a Princeton offense, he was running Princeton. You think with Steph Curry, he's going to just change his system? That's what you think?
Yes,
or you think he's still going to run the same sets?
No, I think that he would have the intelligence to realize that I should probably run a different offense.
Oh my!
In New Orleans, he didn't really change his offense, and he had Chris Paul.
Yeah, but whoa! When he was in he was not running. First of all, New Jersey.
I said he didn't really change his offense. That's what I said.
Yeah, but he definitely changed it.
Yes, a little bit. Yes,
he definitely not a little bit because he was not putting Chris Paul in that post up.
Well, yeah, because Chris Paul's a midget. But I think he would change it for Steph Curry.
Okay, so what
it's not going to be a heavy diet of high pick and roll.
I didn't say it had to be heavy. As long as
Steph Curry's getting high pick and roll 2 times a quarter, what's that going to do?
No,
it's
going to be way more than 2 times a quarter.
Because Steph Curry's a bad playmaker,
and that team isn't getting out in transition like it used to.
Yeah, bro, is a cone on.
So the team's not getting transition opportunities because Steph Curry's not leading the defense like Jayson Kidd could. So you take away the transition opportunities, but then you give them more high pick and roll opportunities. The offense is basically the same.
No, Jesus Christ, no. I want to be very clear, and especially in a postseason where it was slowed down, when you didn't get as many transition opportunities, without a doubt, that would be way better for half-court offense in the postseason. Like, not even remotely close. So that's A. B, that was basically the first stretch of what's his name ever coaching Byron Scott. So yes, I think he would have been way more palatable as a coach, especially because the years before that he was being coached under Rick Alderman. So he would have undeniably been more palatable as a coach if Steph Curry was his point guard instead of Jayson Kidd. That's just undeniably true.
So let me ask this.
Undeniably true.
Not undeniable, but you see what I'm saying. That's this.
Yeah, I see what
he definitely would have been more palatable as a coach if he had somebody like Steph Curry.
What question? Wait. What question? If Stephen Curry's in that scenario, right? Who's going to be handling the rock for him so that he can run more off-ball action?
Right. I don't think he has to run the off-ball action that often.
Well, that was your next
question. I think he would adapt to that system the same way he adapted to Mark Jackson's system.
So you believe Steph Curry's on-ball creation? Steph Curry's on-ball creation
from his
would
rookie
have been
year
better than Jayson Kidd.
Especially in the 2000s. When like the power forward and center position is much slower and they have a harder time defending in space, yes.
But how much space would they have to be defending in?
Yeah, because Steph ain't pulling up the same way he's pulling.
Yeah, remember he was shooting a lot of.
No, that's fine. No, even if Steph Curry is pulling up the same way he's been pulling up, teams exclusively play drop at that time, by the way. So how's he creating out of that? Like we watched the finals last year when teams played drop. Steph Curry wasn't playmaking; he was making shots. So where's the playmaking?
He wasn't.
I agree.
He wasn't playmaking. That's hyperbolic. That's hyperbolic.
The finals in 2022 is one of Steph Curry's lowest like playmaking series he's had in the playoffs. Because teams play drop and they took away those opportunities for him to bring two towards him and create. So if teams are doing that in the 2000s, where's Steph Curry's playmaking opportunities on the ball coming from?
Isn't creating shots for yourself playmaking?
No.
My God.
That's shot creation.
That's playmaking. It is playmaking. What are y'all talking about?
That's self-creation.
That's playmaking.
So now what we're trying to do, Steph Curry's ability to create for himself is now playmaking.
That's playmaking. Playmaking is creating for yourself and others.
Look at what we're doing.
Playmaking is creating for yourself and others.
Then Kobe's top 5, and I'm not hearing shit.
Then you do for yourself.
Yeah, Kobe, what happened?
Kobe's the best playmaker of all time.
Is playmaking not creating for yourself and others?
Kobe is the best
No,
playmaker.
Ty, that's what I was trying to tell y'all yesterday.
It is. That's the definition of playmaking. What are y'all doing?
Ty,
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Mars, I don't
Legend
know.
of- Legend of
Answer that
losing.
question, Mars.
Legend of losing. Is that according to you?
No, I don't do that.
Oh, okay.
That's the definition of it, though. I don't know what you mean. Don't agree with it. That's the definition of playmaking.
I don't agree.
Simply,
Creating for yourself is not playmaking.
but
That's
creating
shot
for
creation.
yourself and others is playmaking.
Tyson,
I agree.
There we go.
And others. And others.
Real talk. The only
So
Creating for others is playmaking.
No, it's not. That's not the definition.
No.
You can't make up your own definition and say that's playmaking.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Creating for others is playmaking.
Wait, Mars, I have a quick question. Why is it
That's
that
crazy.
he got a better offensive pieces and also Richard Jefferson developed as an offensive player and the offense got worse?
Jason Kidd declines.
Interesting. So he got worse immediately the following year as soon as they got better offensive pieces.
Marks is
So,
nasty.
like I said, my point stands, chat. He don't know what he's talking about. They actually added offensive pieces. Stop.
I'm still waiting for you to answer my question.
Can I talk to chat, please? Can I talk to chat?
I want you to answer my question.
Can I please talk to chat? Can I talk?
Once you answer my question, yes.
It's
Can I talk to
me
chat?
and Mars' show. You gotta answer.
Exactly.
What is the question? And then I'll talk to chat. I'll talk to chat after
Okay.
that. What is it?
The question I had for you was if teams play drop coverage against Steph Curry, where is his on-ball creation coming from?
Dives to the basket, lobs.
Okay, guy.
Say what you gotta say. To
Yeah,
the
go
chat.
talk to chat.
So chat.
This is nuts.
Get your confirmation bias, Lo. Get your confirmation bias. Go ahead.
I want Mars to also. I want Mars to seriously answer this. When Richard Jefferson was becoming a more well-rounded offensive player as the years progressed, and they added another offensive piece in Vince Carter on the roster.
What year was that?
Was
05?
04, something like that. Something like that.
Okay.
No, I got you. 04, 05. And Vince Carter undeniably was a great offensive weapon. Not only was he a 25 plus, but he was shooting 40+% from three his first year there.
Yeah,
and it was a quality. Player. Yes. Why? And he added those pieces. Why is it that the offense got worse, Mars?
Because Byron Scott went to go coach New Orleans, right?
In 04?
I believe Byron Scott wasn't there anymore. I believe someone check. I don't.
I want to be clear. So he's a Byron Scott merchant now.
Oh my.
No, Byron Scott was there.
Look at this.
I want to be. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Byron was there.
Yes, the offense changed without
04, right?
Without Byron
03,
Scott.
04? 03, 04?
What year was Vince Carter there? What year was Vince Carter?
Let me see.
He wasn't there in 04.
That boy KB can
was there in
type
05.
80 words per minute.
Was Byron Scott the coach when Vince Carter was there?
It was Lawrence Frank.
Lawrence Frank.
Okay, so my point would be correct, right? Byron Scott was no longer there.
So he's a Byron Scott merchant.
He benefited from the Princeton offense, yes. The same way that Steph Curry benefits from Steve Kerr, yes.
Yeah, but I think that you can put Steph Curry in other offenses and he would still be fine. So I'm asking you again. You're telling me just because the structure of the offense changed that they went from a mediocre offense to a bad offense. That's what they were, because at that time they were bottom 5 offensively. That's what you're telling me, Mars?
It was a lot of Vince Carter ISOs. It was a different offense.
they
bro.
had-
It
they
was
had
not
a
the
Great
same. bro.
water
It was on a
break,
pin
Mars.
down,
W
like, it
water
was-
break.
Yeah, he tried to get it together.
No. Because the thing about it is that you're not factoring personnel. Like if you put Andre Roberson with Steph Curry, that's gonna change the floor spacing on the team. So all of those playmaking opportunities gonna be.
Nigga, who's the
completely
Andre
different.
Roberson on the
Who's
Nets?
Andre Roberson in this scenario?
No. What I'm saying is the spacing that Klay Thompson provides to Steph Curry that also benefits the playmaking because it stretches out the floor even further.
Yes, but Vince
doesn't
Carter
have-
is adding that as well, though. He's shooting 42% from three.
Vince Carter is not the same shooter as Klay Thompson. He is
And
not the same shooter.
relatively
He's still adding-
relatively
he's still
relatively
adding
speaking,
No,
relatively
I'm not.
speaking.
I'm not jacking that. That's because those
I'm
running
about to
different.
say-
offenses. Those running
I'm
different
trying to
offenses.
talk.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let Mars, because the question was actually
Y'all being nasty,
Mars,
bro.
what are you gonna say, right? Real quick. Because I think I have the answer for that 05 and 04 thing, but I want to see what you gotta say.
Oh well.
Do you have the answer for that? Because
Do I have the correct answer? Probably
Yeah,
not. Do you have the correct answer?
Probably not as crazy.
probably not.
You want me to live it?
I'm gonna
I see.
I'm gonna tell you.
don't lie.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not gonna act like
I'm
I
gonna
was
tell
going
you.
on my way to watch the 05 Brooklyn.
No,
New Jersey
don't worry.
Nets.
But I'm looking at the
I
roster
don't know
right now.
I haven't watched many of them.
It was a completely different roster, like completely.
I never
from
said it
top to bottom.
wasn't. I never
Yeah,
said it wasn't.
But that matters in terms of like knowing your personnel, being around those guys, and that's why the offense took a hit because you had a different coach, different personnel, and a lot of things changed within that time frame. So that matters. You got to put that.
Nigga, a bottom 5 offense,
Hey,
bro. We're not,
that
bro. I
matters.
don't want to be
That
clear.
matters.
I'm not sitting here. I'm not asking them to be a top 10 offense. Chat. I'm saying that for whatever what y'all are telling me, someone like Jason Kidd, the playmaker that y'all are making it out to be, he was
Right.
leading a bottom 5 offense. Is that what y'all saying?
No, my argument, not my
All right,
argument.
go. Let's hear Mars.
My-
Let's hear.
yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
attempt to
let's
hear a better
Top
one.
5, bottom 5.
Yeah,
Pishy
my
pods.
response was gonna be first of all, I'm not gonna act like I've watched a bunch of the 05 New Jersey Nets. I haven't, so I don't know entirely how well they looked with Vince Carter on the team in the first year. I don't know, but from my knowledge, Jason Kidd's ability to lead great offenses was never really strong to begin with because he wasn't a great scorer. He wasn't. So me saying his playmaking ability can elevate an offense to mediocre heights is cool. Steph Curry has extra levels to his offensive game, which is why he can lead better offenses than Jason Kidd can. Right. No one's saying Steph Curry is a worse offensive player than Jason Kidd.
Right.
No one's saying that. We are saying that all of Jason Kidd's offensive value
Put that nigga Mars.
comes from his ability to play, make, and pass. So
But
even if he's a worse offensive piece than Stephen Curry and can't lead as good of offenses, and when he got Vince Carter, the offense fell off, that doesn't take away from the fact that he was still a better passer or facilitator or a playmaker.
But okay,
That's the point I'm making.
I need some
wait,
in the
That's
chat.
a horrible point.
I'm gonna respond.
That's a horrible point.
You
Like,
using the
it is a
team's
horrible-
offense.
it's a horrible
offense doesn't really change the
So
argument. we're
okay,
making.
all right. So why did you use it earlier then, Mars? Because you're the one who brought up team offense, not me. You brought it up.
What? When?
Because you asked him what was
When I brought up
when I said
2021,
the Warriors' offense was mediocre.
yes, you brought up team
And then,
offense.
and then did you hear after that? I said when Steph Curry was still an elite scorer as well. I literally said that. So someone rewind the clip. I said the Warriors'
He did
offense
say
is
that.
mediocre, and Steph Curry was still an elite scorer himself. I said
did
that
say that.
because he's an offensive
so
player. I brought
I
up the
get
fact
that.
that Steph Curry is an
But if
offensive
we're-
player,
I
and the
get that,
offense
but
was
if
still
we're-
mediocre.
I get
That's
that.
why
But
I
if
brought
we're,
it up.
So low, you have to subscribe to the.
I'm trying to respond to what he's saying. It was
Okay.
not only it was the
Low,
part
don't
of
give
it,
up,
the part of
bro.
the conversation not only was
dying on
about
this hill.
who the individual players were, but also about who their teammates were. And so if the argument was that he was lacking offensive weapons around him, which is what you said, and you listed off the players, when he then was provided better offensive players, why is it that the offense at bare minimum did not stay the same? It dropped to bottom 5 status, Mars.
Okay, and the argument I made about lesser offensive talent was Jason Kidd's ability to get them in positions that were most advantageous for them due to their lack of offensive talent, which was at the rim. That is what made him such a great playmaker. The fact that he was able to get terrible offensive pieces, the looks that most benefited them. Not that, the offense was mediocre because he had no pieces and blah, blah, blah. My point with the lesser offensive talent was he put them in their best position to be successful. That's the only reason I brought up the lesser offensive
Steph Curry
talent.
does that too, though.
I'm not denying that. We're talking about two great players.
I want to be clear.
Feel like we're
are you claiming that the reason why, because we're not going to act as if like him as an offensive weapon or scoring weapon, in 2002 was significantly different from 2005, unless you're going to tell me something.
Jayson Kidd?
Jason Kidd, yes.
Oh no. I'm not about to vouch for Jayson Kidd scoring.
So since the scoring was relatively the same from 2002 to 2005, Mars, I still need you to explain to me what, because if the scoring wasn't the difference, why did they drop to a bottom 5 offense when they gave him more offensive weapons, Mars?
The belief I would have, and someone could fact check me on this because I'm too lazy to check it up. Jason Kidd decided for whatever reason he wanted to become more of a 3-point shooter. He was out on the perimeter more, took more threes, and that limited his ability to get downhill and create. That's my belief. If it turns out Jason Kidd was only taking 1 3 a game and I'm chatting, cool. But I believe Jason Kidd was taking more threes. In 2000.
I'll help you out, Mars.
He got Mars.
I'm gonna help Mars out. Let me help him out.
God damn,
Mars. He took 4 threes in 2002. He took 1 more 3 in 2005, and he was 4% better in 2005. Actually speaking, especially when we were talking about efficiency, he was probably a better scorer in 05 than he was in 02. So I'll ask the question again, Mars. Okay. So now that we know now that he was a better scorer in 05, why is it that when he became a better scorer in 05, that somehow, some way, the offense dropped to bottom 5 status, even though they gave him more offensive weapons?
Because
it was bottom 5 the year before too. It was bottom 5. It was actually bottom 6. So I mean, the drop off.
Bottom 6 ain't bottom 5. But also as we know, there was some pretty pivotal rule changes in the NBA around that time. So that means offense around the NBA also improved. Shifted.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So if New Jersey's offense wasn't as good in the previous years before the rule changes, post the rule changes, when other teams actually developed their offenses and there was allowed to be more spacing and stuff, Jason Kidd already having the same flaws he had in years prior would probably not benefit his offensive game as much as it would benefit other people. But once again, I will say I'm not very well versed in the 05 New Jersey Nets. So I'm not trying to make a claim about the 05 New Jersey Nets and why they weren't a great offense with Vince Carter, because I don't know. And I don't like to argue about things I'm not 100% comfortable in. Like if someone started arguing to me about Bernard King, I'm not going to argue because I don't know why. Now, Lo, you want to keep bringing up the 05 New Jersey Nets. I'm going to ask you, how much do you know? How much do you know about the 05 New Jersey Nets, or do you just know they were a terrible offense?
I'm going to answer that question. The offensive rating between 2002 to 05 only increased by 1.5. So even though yes, the rules did change at that time, there weren't enough teams in the NBA to really take advantage of what was going on at that time for there to be a significant shift in what the.
What
league
about
average
J Kidd's usage rate,
so,
low?
So I just want to acknowledge that J Kidd's usage rate was going to drop. It was going to drop because he had another offensive weapon around him, and Vince Carter that was going to attempt more shots. So his usage rate was going to drop just naturally. Anyway.
It was a lot more Vince ISOs driving to the rack and stuff like that.
Exactly. But if Jason Kidd's responsibility as a playmaker is to make sure that Vince Carter gets quality looks, easier looks, because that's what I was told that's what he provides to a team, and he now has an offensive weapon.
You said Vince Carter was efficient, wasn't he?
Right.
Yeah, he was.
So,
but that had nothing to do with J Kidd?
No. He just said ISOs. That's what I'm just saying. He said ISOs. I'm saying I'm assuming that he probably did aid him in the process of getting. I'm acknowledging that more than likely he did do that. I'm not taking that.
Okay.
Away.
Yeah, I just want to know how much you know about the 05 New Jersey Nets beyond the fact that they were a bottom 5 offense. Like, have you watched a bunch of them, or are you just asking me?
The only thing I know about those teams.
He's gonna say he watched 60 games.
No. I didn't. I never said that. I was never gonna say that. The only thing I know about those teams, especially at that time with J Kidd and Richard Jefferson, is that defensively they were really, really great. It was a lot of J Kidd standing more at the top of the key instead of actually pushing the pace like he once did before. However, outside of that, I really don't know much about them.
So y'all both arguing, and y'all don't.
So I could have given the right answer, and you wouldn't have known.
That's why I asked the question.
So
But
if
you
you
don't
don't know
know
the
the
answer,
answer.
if you don't know the
Like, what?
answer, why are you asking the question?
Wait, what? I can't ask questions to things I don't know about. What
But
the
then
hell?
anytime we gave you an answer, you said no, it wasn't that. Or
But
it
he's
wasn't
saying-
this.
No.
Yeah,
He gave potential reasonings, and I did further deeping. Oh my god, pause.
Whoa.
You started deeping it. You started deeping it. Yeah, you started deeping
pause.
it. There we go. You started deeping it.
He gave potential reasons, and I went to go look to see if those potential reasons had any validity behind them, and they didn't.
So the
So
player, the players.
he said more 3-point shooting, like it's a noticeable more 3-point shooting. It was one more 3-point shooting, and actually he was more accurate from 3, thus making him a more efficient
So wait,
scorer.
the players. When I told you about the players and how the roster shifted, like you wasn't biting for that at all. But
No, I said I that was the point. The point was the players change, and the players change to a more offensive leaning players, such as Vince Carter and Richard Jefferson improving. That was the point.
No, they changed they changed their whole entire roster from the year before, and they were 26 the year or 25th the year before. And then the same year.
If I'm not mistaken, Jason Collins was still there. No, I'm not. I agree that there was significant. I'm not trying to dub that.
Shout out to Jason Collins, man.
Yeah, Jason Collins was still there. Richard Jefferson's still there. Vince Carter's still there. Jason, let me not say still there, but you know,
Love is
now
love.
it's
Exactly,
Vince
it's
Carter.
Pride Month. Like this is the month
It
to shout
is
out
Pride
Jason
Month.
Collins.
Oh man, y'all
Love is love.
When is a better time to shout out Jason Collins?
No, for sure. If I'm not mistaken, the only one that changed is that they got noticeably worse with the Kenyon Martin replacement. But I think that's it. But then if you say there's a noticeable offensive improvement with Vince Carter being brought
I think it
in,
was like Mickey Moore.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, since we're all talking about, and we don't really know much
I don't
about
know
the
much
05,
about the 05 New
the
Jersey Nets.
05
I'm not going to pretend like I
to
do.
not act as if a complete change in the roster doesn't account for why they were so bad, like a reason why they were so bad. I think that's a lazy. We got to look into it more. Man.
I'm not 05 New Jersey Nets film tonight. I'm gonna be watching.
I'm
gonna be watching. I'm actually now that's a very interesting case study for me. I'm gonna go watch some.
So even if you want to go to 04 and 04, again,
But to say they was bad the year before.
It was 25th out of 29 in 04. In 04, Kerry Kittle's still there, Kenyon Martin's still there, Richard Jefferson's still there. So they were already. What are we doing? I'm about to say they were already on pace.
All I'm saying is if a team which Jason Kidd had, who had continuity for years because they played with each other for a good amount of time,
and they still sucked.
Which is fine. They still suck, but completely changing the roster around. And then
you're evaluating
team success. You're trying to add team success to it. Like
you're not.
We're talking about offensive success. We're talking about offense, not team success.
Yeah, offensive. Go ahead.
In 04, they had the 25th ranked offense. That team still had Richard Jefferson, Kerry Kittles, Kenyon Martin, and Jason Collins. They still had those players on the roster.
Shout out to Jason
Collins. No, all I'm saying, right? What I'm saying, Lo, is if the team before wasn't that good, and then the team after wasn't that good with a completely different roster, like I just don't see that using as a point. The better year for you to use was 04 and 03, not 04 and 05.
Somebody kick Mark out chat.
That's the point that I'm making, Dub. That is even in 04, they still had a bottom 5 offense. That's what I'm saying. Even in 04, when Kerry Kittle, all the players who were there with the chemistry, Kerry Kittles was still there, Kenyon Martin is still there, Richard Jefferson is still there, Jason Collins is still there. Those are all the players who were there in the 2 to 3 years prior. They're all still there, and they had a bottom 5 offense. Now, if you want to sit here and argue that the Lawrence Frank adjustment was what changed it, then I guess I would go back to me saying, then are you saying that he's a Byron Scott merchant?
I think Mars already said yes.
Yeah, I think he's a beneficiary of the Princeton offense. Yeah.
Oh well, if he's that limited, then no, Curry's still better.
We got a lot of homework.
But everyone thinks Steph's a better offensive player than
playmaker as well.
Playmaker as well.
Yeah,
But Lo, you would have to subscribe. Hold on, wait. You would have to subscribe to what Tyson said earlier, though, which is that self-creation is definitely part of playmaking.
I think self-creation helps you benefit in playmaking because the more you can self-create, the more you can
100%.
alter defenses, which could then leave players open for quality looks.
That's definitely part of
your
playmaking.
Self-creation can draw defensive attention,
Yes.
which then leads to playmaking.
The playmaking, yes.
But you like the Kobe example you use. If Kobe gets double teamed and he shoots, even though he got double teams and created
Exactly.
an
That's why
advantage.
I didn't get a
He
chance
did-
to say that, but that's not
playmaking.
playmaking.
Okay,
Carmelo Anthony is a great
So then we
scorer,
all-
but he's
so
not a
then we all agree.
playmaker.
That's what I'm saying.
So we
It's
all agree.
Carmelo. It's
But
Carmelo.
it was just a misunderstanding, Chad.
Jesus
Christ. It's just a misunderstanding, Chad.
By the way, I think
bro.
Steph Curry clears Jason Kidd as a playmaker.
Thank you. It's not even close.
Yeah, the
Mars is
ability of
trolling.
Mars to argue a
Mars
point
did
he
that
doesn't
for 30
believe
minutes
is
knowing he
actually,
didn't believe
yeah.
anything he was saying.
And
Crazy.
the chat ate it up. Even though as soon as I got to the Vince Carter argument, no. Pause. Jesus Christ.
He was cooking, bro.
As soon as I got to the
He
Vince
was
Carter
not.
argument,
Mars was not cooking. I'm
you
sorry.
knew for a fact you were done. Exactly. You knew as soon as I got to the
Oh
Vince
yeah, I
Carter
don't know
argument.
nothing about the mid-2000 New Jersey
Yeah,
Nets.
He
I
said he
know
was
that.
giving. Hold on, he was giving Draymond credit for being a distributor when when Steph Curry clearly makes the play.
Now when the
Nah,
nigga said,
nah,
"Yo,
nah,
when
you know,
that
That
nigga
was a
said
fair
Curry
point.
gets
That was a
50
fair point.
That was
He
not a
passed-
fair point that
I was
Draymond
cooking.
he passed the
Draymond
ball.
is distributor. That's crazy.
Until Lowe brought up teams that I haven't watched, I was cooking him.
No,
He just
no.
brought up
No,
a
you
time
were
period
not.
where I
No,
don't
you
know
were
what was
not.
going on.
That's
You
a
know what?
horrible point.
That's why knowledge is power, everybody in chat. So make sure you do your homework.
If I was well versed in the 05 New Jersey Nets, I would have.
which none of us up here actually is.
None
so,
of us
No,
are.
that was nasty from you. Not
No, but
gonna
that,
lie.
I
I was
was saying
cooking
is
up until that point.
all I'm
But
saying is
if none of us knows the reason on why it happened, why are you bringing up that
I
point?
know, but if y'all's arguments this entire time was that he didn't have enough offensive pieces, and then they gave him a great offensive weapon, and it dropped, it got worse. Like at some point,
my argument was that he created great opportunities for bad offensive pieces.
I get that, but all I'm saying is you brought up what the team did from an offensive perspective. Jason Kidd became a better three-point shooter, thus making him a better scorer while adding a better offensive weapon around him, and also Richard Jefferson improving as a player, and the offense got worse.
And I'll find out why tonight when I start watching the 05 New Jersey Nets.
He's cooked, chat!
He was not cooked. You don't
Yeah,
even know the
yeah,
answer,
you're
bro.
Richard, you're Richard.
Because there's numerous
good.
times. There's numerous
You're
times
Richard,
where
yeah,
we
that was
see
bad.
guys get together and the offense not be great because the fit is terrible.
Right.
Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
We gotta see.
Stop. It's
This is
one
nasty.
thing.
This is nasty.
It's one thing for
This
your
is
offense not to be great versus a bottom five offense,
The
dog.
last season they were the same. So what are you talking about?
We're gonna
What do you-
find
And your
out
argument
why
was
the
they didn't
Nets
have
offense was
offensive
bad.
pieces.
I'm about
We're
to say
gonna
you're
find
proving
out
the
why it
point,
was
dog.
bad. Don't worry.
You're proving the
If
point.
the year before,
Mars
if the
gonna
year
be in the
before he
lab.
didn't
Mars
have
gonna
the
be in the
offensive
lab.
weapon.
Studying the
No,
05
stop.
New Jersey Nets.
If the year before he did not have the offensive weapon, and they were
Right.
bottom
What are we
five,
doing?
and then they added the offensive weapon, and still bottom five.
If you don't know the
offensive
answer,
weapon
if
argument
you
is not
if
true.
you don't know the answer, why the fuck are you talking? So
I
we'll
just
come
asked the question.
But if you don't know the
No,
answer,
you asked the
because-
question.
Mars. How does what do you think about is Jalen Green good going left? I don't know the answer to that question. I'm assuming he does. So I'm asking him.
No, but that's not the way you were asking that.
Yo,
question.
Mars,
You
can you
were
actually
asking
answer that question? Actually, Mars, can you answer that question?
Oh.
Is Jalen Green good going left?
Yeah, Jalen Green can go left. Yes.
No, I'll ask that question again. Is Jalen Green good going left?
Yes, Jalen Green is good going left.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that. See, we learned.
Yeah, but that's not the
every
way
day.
you asked it.
We learn things every day. We learn things every day.
That's not the way you asked the New Jersey question.
That is what I had.
Hey, Chad, everyone understands context. Everyone understands.
That's crazy. How you get cooked like that is crazy. How you get cooked?
What Lowe is doing.
The whole world knows that Lowe did not cook. Lowe's
He
been
did not.
getting cooked for an hour and 17
That was
minutes.
not good at all. No.
When you asking a question that you don't even know the answer to, you can't write off the statement in which we're saying. You're just assuming, right? Right? You're just assuming.
Oh, wait, fair. But does that also mean that you're just assuming that?
Which is why.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
But does that not also mean that Mars would just be assuming that the reason why their offense in the half court looked that bad because of the other offensive weapons were bad? Would that also Mars be?
No, because I'm not assuming with the early 2000s Nets. I've watched them. I'm not.
He's watched them.
The mid 2000s.
No. But your Mars argument was that he didn't have enough offensive weapons. So if that, I want to be clear. If that's the premise of his argument, and then they added an offensive weapon and it got worse, then that premise is no longer valid. Then
No, wait.
Not all offensive weapons fit everywhere.
Right, it doesn't. You can't just.
But if your argument was the lack of, especially 3-point shooting, and also Jason Kidd became a better scorer, why would their offense get worse, Mars? If those are the two arguments,
I'm going to find out.
No. And this is what Lowe's doing, trying to get a win off. He don't know the answer. So what Mars is doing is the responsible thing. If you don't know the answer, because the same way we can't assume that it's Jason Kidd's fault, we can't assume that it's not his fault. So we have to what? Go check it out. So Lowe's being nasty right now by acting as if he's right in this scenario when he don't even know the answer, bro.
I've already told you what I more than likely believe happened.
He's already watched the 05 Nets.
Yeah, he watched every single game.
No. I've already said what probably happened is because they were a slower.
Probably
team.
means that you're not certain.
Listen. Okay, but this is my assumption. What happened?
So if you're assuming,
I just said it. I said this is my assumption.
But you don't know. I don't want to go off assuming. I want to go off of facts. So let's bring the facts. We got to figure out the facts.
He's been assuming this entire time we were talking about the 05.
Well, yeah, because you kept asking me questions.
Hey, I'm also giving my assumption as well.
No one asked for your assumption.
We're having a conversation.
No one cares.
Oh, wow.
This is nasty.
Nasty.
Nobody won.
I guess I'll keep my assumptions to myself.
I'm dead.
I'll keep my assumptions to myself.
And quit asking questions as well.
Yeah, I'll stop asking questions, man. I'll quit asking questions, man.
You can ask questions.
Dub. Next time Dub asks a question, then I'm gonna ask him like, "So, do you know the answer to this?" And if you don't, I'm not answering it. I'm not answering it.
Don't answer shit.
It's a difference.
No, ain't no difference.
Whoa. Let me finish.
Ain't no difference.
It's a difference when I'm debating you. Majority of times I don't ask questions unless I know the answer when I'm debating somebody. Well, I'm genuinely asking you a question. Yeah, I want you to answer because probably I won't know it.
Oh no, there was definitely questions I was asking Mars that I knew. Like the whole better scoring and better 3-point shooting. He just made some crazy assumption about he was attempting way more threes.
How do you get so much hate in the chat on your own show? When he was literally only attempted one more three and he became
one more 3 at that time.
Yeah, but he was a more efficient scorer though. He was a more efficient scorer, Mars.
I didn't. My audience is hilarious.
Oh man!
Hey, it's not my. I don't live the Boston.
You're hilarious.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
You got a demographic, though. You got a demographic.
And the funny thing
What's
is,
your demographic,
I'm asking. No. My demographic. I don't know my demographic, but I'm asking realistic questions right now and making very valid points to Legend of Losing. But the chat don't care, so it don't matter.
He was more efficient every single year as a scorer beyond 2002, 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7. He was more efficient every single year as a scorer. So that efficiency talk that he was talking about, dead it. Get out of here.
Dead it.
Efficiency talk.
What the hell? Oh, I'm sorry. The scoring argument, dead it. Please dead it.
I said I was never going to vouch for Jason Kidd.
Yo, don't relax. Okay, bro. You got it.
Who's cuter, Kelly Oubre or Jalen Green, Mars?
Jalen Green clears. There we go.
Sus.
It's Pride Month. It's Pride Month. I'm allowed to answer that question now. I'm allowed to answer.
You can still be sus.
Look at Jalen going crazy too.
Who's cuter?
Did you deep it long enough?
Dang, man! I got Superchats, bro. Come on, legend.
What are we doing?
Dang, bro. I got some stuff to read, bro. Who's cuter, Kelly Oubre or Jalen Green?
And I'm asking Mars, did he deep it long enough?
You don't really have to deep it.
You don't really have to deep it? All right.
Nah, not really.
It's Kelly Oubre.
Kelly Oubre's looked rough.
Kelly Oubre lost or. He's lost or.
Yeah, since he went to Charlotte, he's lost it.
When he was in Phoenix, I'd say Kelly Oubre.
Yeah.
I will say a quick story about Kelly Oubre. Bro, when Kelly
No, let's talk about this.
Hey, I'm secure in mine, bro. I'm secure in mine. If a man is cute, he's cute, man. You're cute too.
Hey, Ty,
I'm out.
Thank you, brother.
Jalen said, "Pull me up." I'm out, y'all. I'm gonna let you.
This is an important topic. This is an important.
No, he wants to cook. I'm out, y'all.
Joe, you're cute.
I appreciate that.
Yo,
man.
this is
problem, bro.
crazy.
Yeah, man. Y'all wildin', man. Y'all sensitive up here,
Mars,
man.
I apologize for putting low onto you, Casey.
Bro, when Kelly Oubre, when
Nah,
Kelly Oubre is from Louisiana. When Katrina hit, Kelly Oubre moved to Houston and he went to Bush High School. It was done for every male in Houston at that time. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough.
Kelly Oubre got it, bro. I can't cap, man.
He moved. He went to
Nah,
Bush.
he ain't
Started
got it
balling
no
out.
more. In
It was
Charlotte,
tough.
He ain't got it no more, but he had it though.
Yeah, he let himself go. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he had it. I ain't gonna cap.
Zion got a woman pregnant, bro. Tough for him, bro.
Zion did?
What the hell? What?
He got somebody
He
pregnant.
looked like
He's
the
cooked.
type to do some dumb shit.
Man,
like
he's
that.
cooked, man. He's cooked. That's
The
tough.
guys on the panel are playmaking for low right now, open looks and all the other stuff.
Facts, man. Basketball reference be playmaking for low, really. Like that's
It's crazy. It's crazy that y'all believed him and he wasn't even really believing the thing that he said. That's crazy.
Oh, I knew he was
Because I be
cooking the whole
cooking.
time.
Because I be cooking.
He was cooking.
That's why I was
you know.
quiet.
I
I did not know
we
what
had a
was
whole
going on.
argument for this when we knew the answer the whole time.
I don't have
Wouldn't
to
know the
believe
answer
what
the
I'm
whole
saying for
time.
me to be right. Like I'm just.
Y'all riding with context on that. It was crazy. I don't know why, Mars. Why?
They didn't
Like-
ride with context. They rode with Mars. That's what happened.
Okay, all right.
They want to be on
Yeah,
the
they
right
were
side of
definitely-
history. I don't
They
blame
were
them.
definitely riding Mars.
Pause.
Whoa.
Low was getting cooked for like an hour. I'm not gonna
He
lie.
was. I was trying to help the boy. I was like, Lo, why you not bringing up that they led the league in
And,
dunk
this is,
attempts?
and I told Lo this
Per
before.
attempt.
Low would sit here and talk a point to death until he comes out on top. It's ridiculous.
God.
Phenomenal
damn.
work. Phenomenal work. Why do y'all listen to Low? This is the same guy that said Drew Holiday's clamping Jordan. Shaking my head.
I never said that, but whatever.
I guess I would say it's super chat.
It's a whole
Draymond
player
is-
choice video. Low.
I never
Guess
said
I'll-
clamping. I said he could play defense on them. That's what I said. I didn't say clamping.
Anyone can play defense on someone. What's that mean?
Okay, so I don't know why people was refuting it. I don't know what's the refute.
Low,
thing?
you mean he
Here
can do a
come
good
the
job.
semantics.
Stop,
Here come the
stop,
semantics.
Low,
Oh
stop.
my god!
You were saying he would do a good job, and then he got cooked by Jimmy
yeah,
Butler,
he would. He
and now
would do a
that
good
tape
job.
looks
He
sus.
said he would have done a better
He
job
would.
than Gary
He
Payton.
would have because they would have sent more. They were sending help with the
He couldn't guard Jimmy.
because he was guarding him in 101. He was not. GP was not
Okay.
guarding MJ 101. He was not guarding 101.
Bro, if Milwaukee
What?
shades,
What?
if they don't hard double like the Supersonics are doing, MJ's still giving Drew 40. It's
I know. I agree. I agree because
Okay,
MJ would have
okay.
gave GP 40 if they weren't doubling, but they were doubling though. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
So how will you do a
32.
better job?
Oh, because I think he's just a bigger body.
Okay.
Y'all done?
Wait a minute, real talk. Did you say like 32 instead of 40?
that is what I said.
Bro, that's the same damn thing almost.
It's 8 points.
So-
Super chats, Dub. Super chats.
Here we go.
I guess I will say it's super chat. Draymond is acting as distributor / facilitator. Curry is making the play simple from
Nah,
Tyson
we've
Thomas.
already cooked on that. So.
Tyson Cook,
And what's
Shout out
crazy is
Tyson.
that Mars was allowing y'all to believe that he was 50% playmaking. That's the crazy.
Right. And y'all let that slide. I'm like, what are y'all talking about, bro?
That was crazy. And everybody's like, Mars cooking 50%.
That was facts.
50%.
Ain't no
playmaking.
50%, bro. He's just distributing the ball. He's not playmaking.
And he knows that too. And he knows that. He knows that too. That's a crazy.
He knows that.
Salty is crazy.
Low,
that. That's the crazy part.
low in a pick and roll situation. Is the pick man creating the advantage, and is he the playmaker?
I agree that yes. When you set a screen, you are
Yes.
creating an advantage for somebody. I agree with that. Yes.
Yes.
I think if somebody sets an off ball screen for somebody and a shooter comes off an off ball
Also,
screen.
Steph Curry
the
really
player-
isn't making a play. It's the screeners. Oh, hey, Dub, super chats.
So no,
Yo,
that-
where do
that's
y'all
not-
bring
that-
games
that's not-
to?
that's not-
that
that's
would
not-
mean that would mean
anymore.
that Rudy Gobert is an above average playmaker.
That would
Stop
mean that
this.
he is.
Stop
I
this.
think he's average. I don't think he's above average. I think he's average. I don't think
He
he's above
should
average.
be with the pick and roll. And
He
then is Draymond
like
Green
leads
a
the
top
league
10?
in like screen assists all the time.
Yeah. And then is
Does
Draymond
he?
Green like top 10
Oh.
playmaker?
No, way, Mars
Y'all
just said that.
nasty, man.
No
Y'all
way.
Rudy Gobert is
No
come on. Y'all talking about Rudy
way.
Gobert as a playmaker?
No, Mars
Stop
is just
this nonsense.
talking up here. No way, you just said that, Mars.
It sounds
No
right.
way.
Hey, you
Yo,
believe
Chuck, do you hear this nigga just getting off anything?
Right.
So wait. I want y'all to see how much Dub is riding right now because when Mars
didn't even
said,
agree. I didn't even say
no.
I didn't say anything.
That's the problem. You didn't say anything.
You said something. What you want me to do? No. I was trying to say something else. Mars said that, and then you interjected while I was trying to talk about something else. So don't do that bullshit.
But Mars, wait. Mars literally said he said something and then literally said, "I don't know." Dub said nothing.
He said Rudy Gobert leads the league in screen assists.
Okay.
Rudy Gobert leads the league in screen assists.
But chat, when I make accurate assumptions, you can't ask no questions if you don't know about it. No. You can't. Tell Mars that he can't say nothing unless he knows what he's talking about. Then
we just established this. I would say Mars the same thing.
So say it right now. Right now.
Hey! I was right. He was leading the league in screen assists.
He was right.
I was right. So be quiet. I know what I'm talking about. Don't doubt me.
Wait, when he do it? When he lead the league in screen assists?
Why does that matter?
This is nasty.
Why does that matter?
So chat, now I have to go fact check this and go see when he actually did it.
2022.
So before he went to Minnesota, he let the league
I thought we were talking about this year because this year, without a doubt, he was not getting that many screen assists.
That's cool. He was number 4.
Okay, so he wasn't leading it.
In 2022, he led the league in screen assists. In 2021, he was second. In 2020, he was second. In 2019,
he's elite.
In 2019, he was first. In 2018, he was first. In 2017, he was first. He was leading the league in screen assists.
That sounds like a league playmaker.
Stop. If you asked me about his time in Utah, then I would have said yes, he's above average. But I thought we were talking about this year. I thought we were talking about this year. I thought we were talking about this year.
So peak Rudy Gobert is an above average player.
I'm still gonna check that. I'm just gonna
burn it.
Go ahead and check.
Wait, question. Wait, no, because I really want to ask y'all this. So Rudy Gobert is an above average playmaker.
Not now.
No. Peak.
Never.
What are we doing?
Not now.
Not never.
Wait. No.
How do y'all keep falling?
We need to ask for the clip. No, was Rudy Gobert ever an above average playmaker?
He said yes already. I already got that.
He said yes.
I got that.
I'm saying
this is ridiculous.
If you were to have this conversation about in Utah, I'm willing to entertain it. But now, absolutely not. No.
Why would you be willing to entertain that?
So you would say that Rudy Gobert was an average or close to
just because he can screen.
I've said average already. I've already said average. I've said average.
When he was on Utah,
I would still say average. I would say average.
Out of 10.
Rudy Gobert or Jason Kidd?
5. That's average, Dub. 5 is average. What the hell?
Average for a big man or average for the NBA?
Oh, now we have. Oh my God! So now
I need to know. Are you saying he's average relative to the whole league or just relative to big?
Jesus. Okay, when you say average of anything, what do you think we're talking about?
The whole league. It depends on what we're talking about. 3-point shooting. What are we talking about?
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to save you. If you say he's average,
I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you.
I'm trying to help you.
Oh, he's getting cooked. No, don't worry. He's getting cooked in the comments.
If we talk about the whole league, then there's a bunch of terrible players on the bench, Mars, that he would have. He's also above. There's a bunch of like spot up shooters that he's clearly above.
I don't even know if he's a bad playmaker than Juan Toscano.
Mars, let me ask you this, Mars. Let me ask you this, Mars.
No, you don't believe that, Mars. You don't believe that.
Hey, Juan Toscano used to do the Draymond Green job in Golden State.
Mars, let me ask you this. Who was number 1? Who was number 1 in the screen?
Nigga seen one fake DHO and said, yeah.
Which year?
The years that you said Rudy Gobert came in second.
Screen assist.
Oh, in second in 2021, it was Domantas Sabonis.
Wow. Where was
Sabonis led in 2021.
Yeah, so he was. Rudy Gobert was second in 2021.
Second to Domantas. Are you listening?
Yeah, he just wants to try and prove me wrong. He's salty right now. He's just trying to be like, oh, I got you. You ain't got me.
Oh, wait.
In 2020, Domantas Sabonis was number 1 again. In 20,
Draymond's not in near any of these, I don't think.
And then 2016, he's nowhere to be found. So 2017, Marcin Gortat was joint first.
Yeah.
So that's the John Wall year. So John Wall was playmaking more, was playmaking less than Marcin Gortat. But it's cool.
Do they count off ball? Just a quick question. Do they count off ball screens in that?
And then
it's all screens.
Okay, just checking.
And then this year, first place was Steven Adams. And
So,
Domantas Sabonis.
The reason I
Andy
keep
barely
asking
played,
because I do want your guys' honest opinion. Like, please cut the trolling. I've been trying to ask this ever since Mars brought up the screen and says bullshit, but then Low wants to be an asshole.
What?
So I want to ask you guys.
You let that
I've
nigga
been
talk to you like that?
I've been trying to ask
know,
you
right?
guys. I've been
watch
asking,
it.
Me
Yeah, now's your
personally.
beaks. Now's your beaks, fam. Now's your beaks, fam.
Now's your beats. What the hell? Nah, below, for real. Stop trolling, please.
Yes,
I
genuinely he's an average playmaker, but it's beyond the screen
It's
assist.
not Rudy Gobert. Jesus,
Oh,
just
okay,
stop
okay.
talking for a second and listen.
Because
please.
Mars also wasn't going to talk about the verticality,
Right.
verticality.
The
Let
gravity.
them ask his question. Stop trying to prove me wrong. Stop trying to prove me wrong.
Go. Mars is nasty for what he
I'm
said about Rudy
wondering,
Gobert. So, yeah, man, look at him.
Where are you
Mars.
ranking Draymond Green all time
Mars is crazy.
as a playmaker because of him and his screens, his
Out of 10?
defense, his passing? No, just where do you rank him all time when you're including all of these factors?
All
Like
time?
compared to like John Stockton and stuff.
All
Like,
time?
John Stockton.
What the hell? All time?
Because when you're including all of those factors, I'm just asking you the question. When you're
What the
including all those
hell?
factors like defense, rebounding, screens, and passing,
Assist to
and stuff,
turnover ratio.
no,
Pushing the fast
No,
break,
I
all that
don't.
stuff.
pushing the pace. I'm just curious. Like, where would you rank him?
Well, when he pushes the break, I don't think the defense is bending because of the Draymond threat. I think they're bending because of
lying,
other.
No, but it's
You're
still
lying.
playmaking.
So
though.
you're not.
I'm
So you're not watching Golden State.
I'm not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They gotta
if
stop the
you-
ball.
Yo,
Come
real
on.
talk,
I'm not saying they can't stop the ball. What I'm saying is,
Oh
who
my
do
God.
I think gets more attention in a transition? Was it KD, Curry, or even Iguodala and like running a break with Draymond? Like those players receive more attention than Draymond did. Like that's I don't.
No,
Like I don't.
No,
that-
it's
I disagree with that.
It's
I
when you're
disagree with
including when you're including also the defense that he brings. the
Bro, he's not
transition that
top
he brings.
20. He's not top 20. I don't think he's top 30. I don't know. I've never
No,
thought
he's
to
not
myself,
top
where
20.
does Draymond stand as an all-time great playmaker? I've never thought about that.
But he set screens.
He sets screens. He plays
it's a
defense.
screen
Like
setting.
that's
That's the ball.
But
Wait,
screen
can I ask,
setting.
let me ask my question.
He does
Please, let me ask
50%
my
of
question.
Steph's
Let me ask my
playmaking.
question. I've been quiet for like
Well,
10
bro, you're not
minutes.
getting your question off.
I
Don't
can't
barely
lie. I
get
can't
your
believe they let you get that
Is
shit
screen
off.
setting as equivalent and as valuable as the person who's handling the ball and making the decision in the screen.
If
Or
it's a
off
great
ball.
screen,
No, come on, man. Let's
You
stop.
ain't
this.
heard of.
I'm dead serious.
You haven't heard of screen
It's a
gravity?
great screen.
Stop.
Screen
you haven't
gravity.
heard- no, no,
Shut
no,
You
up,
haven't heard
boss.
of screen gravity? What we doing right now?
Screen gravity is
gravity.
real,
What
but
is-
relative-
Exactly.
And then Mars is gonna act like he never heard of
Screen gravity?
vertical gravity. He's gonna act like he's never heard of rolling with rim pressure as he rolls to the
Exactly.
basket.
So
gravity.
low. So low.
That's the problem I have with Mars.
Wait,
Mars.
KB.
Because Mars knows.
screening
Shut up, Mars. Shut up, Mars.
Stop,
Mars
stop,
knows
KB.
for a
Stop,
fact
stop,
that
stop,
when it
stop.
comes to Rudy Gobert, that it's more than just him setting screens. Even when he rolls to the basket and the defense collapses when he rolls to the
Right,
basket,
right.
he's creating a quality looks for a shooter. He knows
Right.
that. He's just being an asshole right now, trying to act like he doesn't know what we're talking about.
Right. No, we all agree with that. We all agree with that.
Screening gravity. That's what I want to know.
He knows that. He knows that Rudy Gobert is an average playmaker. He knows that. He's being a dickhead right now. He knows that. He
you
knows
know
that.
what? You know what? You being real dickhead because I've been trying to get a number for Draymond so I could clip it. But you want to be this guy.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what to tell you, though. I don't know if it's top. I don't know. I've never thought about it. I know he's not top 20.
Is he the best playmaking power forward ever?
No, what the fuck? Jesus
Who is?
Christ,
Fuck?
Mars.
Who
Mars.
is?
Shut up, Mars.
Who
You don't
is?
believe
Tim
these-
Duncan? Is it
Mars.
Tim Duncan?
Mars. Shut
I
up,
don't think
Mars.
it's him. I don't think they'll say
Think
Tim.
about his ability to push the break.
Mars.
Screening
shut
gravity.
Up. Mars, shut up. You don't believe these things that you're telling me. Bro.
Screening
Shut up,
gravity.
Mars.
I'm
He doesn't believe these things. Y'all allow him to
Go
just
to
get off the most
Superchats,
craziest
please,
shit
bro.
in the
Go to
world.
Superchats. Go to
I got
Superchats.
super chats, but I'm gonna rotate the guests. So you know what? I'll keep everybody up here. Why not? Oh, hold up. He got a camera. My bad. There we go.
Oh my
Jalen.
God.
Hey, let's get that LeBron.
This is actually
Wait. I gotta
LeBron James.
I gotta read the super chats, please.
No, Dub.
Did you just mute me on my own show?
Yes, you've
Oh,
been
wow.
before, so cut it out.
Kick
Cut it
him.
out.
Kick him,
Cut
Mars.
it
Kick him. I dare you to kick him. Whoa. No way.
Mars, we can do this.
I'm trying to read the super chat, so you can get out of it.
Oh wow!
He got it.
Brian Holiday said scoring is a part of playmaking. Don't great scorers use the threat of them scoring to create scoring?
100%.
Yes,
100%.
Hey, getting a bucket is playmaking. I don't give a fuck.
Please stop.
I don't know why y'all was arguing that, bro.
Shout out to Kobe Bryant, the great playmaker, man. Vamp said Low needs to tag in Low Jr. right now.
I was saying now that I'm not getting cooked like
Low was getting cooked. Maybe Low Jr.
I'm not getting a part of that shit, bro. No.
Backhand D said Mars Adebayo is better than Nikola Jokic. That is fact. I'm the real MVP. Drink more water said, how is self-creation not playmaking? That's the wrong weather, by the way. Whether I create a play for myself or others, I made a play. So a QB is the only playmakers on a football team. Can a wide receiver or running back not create a play by themselves?
That's a good analogy.
Wide receivers, wide receivers and running backs get classified as playmakers because of their ability to create for themselves. So.
Yeah, and that's why Tom Brady wasn't a playmaker.
No, Tom Brady was a playmaker.
He was. He
was. You don't know, Mars. You don't know. It's okay.
No, I know he's a fraud.
No.
Yeah.
Next one.
That's a very bad thing.
Next one.
He's
drink more water. That was a phenomenal point.
Drink
That's
more
what I
water.
said.
Yeah, Tyson, it's not as cool when it comes.
Tyson, you know ball. KB doesn't.
Oh, Tyson.
Okay.
Tyson,
Nigga, I wasn't even. Yo,
Tyson, I didn't say anything when you said that, bro.
Buckle my belt with your gun.
W, you gonna let me read these super chats?
My bad.
Okay.
KB, stop being so triggered. Oh my god.
You're 28 years old and you keep.
You're
talking
triggered.
You're 28.
No, I'm not. I'm not. He's making up my age. I'm not 28. Actually.
Oh, I would have felt bad.
Niggas real old. That's your new name, my nigga. Not real talk. You real old, nigga.
Damn.
What? Hey, what age got to do with this, KB? What we doing, bro?
KB in his feelings.
Yo.
KB's in his feelings.
I rock with you, bro.
All right, cool. We good, KB.
You keep saying my name. I'm just on mute, chilling.
I'm just trying to read super chats.
Oh, go ahead.
Aren't y'all friends? Like,
bro, we got 12 more, bro.
No, they beefing right now.
We are, but KB he's sensitive. I saw it on Twitter.
My friend right now, bro. You my op.
I saw it on Twitter. When Eli gets to cooking KB, he gets sensitive. Now up here, he's sensitive. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not talking, and you keep saying my name. Isn't that annoying?
It's called trolling. Oh my god!
You're 30.
You're too old to be trolling. 28 and trolling.
Too old.
28 and trolling. Wait, Low's 30. So what the fuck?
Low is older than me.
Low's too old to be trolling.
And look at what Fluent be doing too. Fluent be Fluent today was nasty.
Y'all know how I feel about Fluent.
That's his arch nemesis right there. That's his arch nemesis.
He slept you.
You said he cheated.
And I'm not 28. Well, don't put out that lie. You're lying.
He was drawing. He wasn't
drawing.
I'm not 28.
Yo, can we get to these 12 super chats?
Let's get to these super chats.
Fucking Christ.
Drink more water said thoughts on the Bucks hiring Terry Stotts as an assistant coach.
It was man. I like that they brought some experience, but outside of that,
Drip Baylor said, how many scoring titles would MJ get in 2000 to 2020?
5.
0.
Wait, why does that name sound familiar?
Drip Bayless?
Yeah.
That's on Twitter.
That's what they call him.
Oh
Yeah.
No. I'm thinking about an actual person.
It's not important.
Hello, you know who I'm talking about.
Real quick. Start bench cut Ant-Man, Levine, Jaylen Brown.
Start Ant, bench Levine, cut Jaylen bitch ass.
Oh my god.
I'm okay with that.
I'm actually okay with that too.
Yeah, I'm fine with
that. Not calling him out his name, but yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, please. Please. We don't know if they're watching. I fell to my knees when Uber.
Jaylen, I have a lot of respect for you.
Lo, why do you have Bill Russell so high in your all-time rankings? From I'm Truly.
Transformative defensive player that really was groundbreaking in many regards for what Black people did in the space.
No way, y'all laughing.
What? Oh, why did y'all laugh at that?
Yo, that's so
They're crying, bro. What's so funny?
That's so funny.
Yo, wow.
Yo, that's so funny.
Y'all burnt out, man. I don't know what's going on right now.
Shout out to Bill Russell, man.
Shout out to Bill, man.
I can't believe y'all are. I can't
R.I.P. to
believe.
Bill, bro.
Yo, that's how y'all
R.I.P. to
get.
Bill.
Yo, that's how y'all get. Yo, Dub, that's how you get down, bro.
It was so funny.
Wow, dude, I can't believe you laughed at that, bro.
Someone starts cracking up. What the fuck is funny?
I don't know. I'm laughing because they laughing, man.
Bro, I'm so happy I don't have my camera on, bro. No cap.
Yeah, y'all gonna
Hey, facts.
y'all gonna get me. Y'all gonna get me.
Camera off is the move. I'm
Your
not
camera
gonna lie.
off. I can just get off whatever.
It's the move.
Jesus, who's cuter, Peak Steph or Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum.
What are these
Jason
questions?
Tatum.
Yeah, I do it once. I'm not doing it no more. I did it once.
Jason Tatum.
Jesus Christ.
Pause.
Steph Curry's wife wants other men. It's not even close. Let's relax.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think Jason
Yeah,
Tatum.
no, people how real talk just calling niggas out their name just constantly. Bro. I don't know, man.
Who did I call out his name? I didn't call
No
Steph
one
out
knows
his
my
name.
name because I
Jaylen
didn't
Brown
call
and
me
Ayesha
dope.
Curry. Are we serious?
Hey, Lo, you gotta get.
I said
the
I have mad
DTP on
respect for
here.
Jaylen Brown.
I have to get DTP on here.
No.
I don't know
Who's DTP?
You remember the niggas who were debating like?
Oh, the young niggas. Yeah,
those young
Dub,
niggas.
Dub,
the young guys. The young guys.
Dub, why did you laugh at civil rights?
That's crazy. Laughing at the bill.
Whoa, Dub! Why did you find that
That's
hilarious?
crazy, Dub. That's what you're doing, Dub. That's what you doing, Dub.
Turn your camera.
Turn that camera off, Dub.
That's what we doing, Dub.
Wow.
Bill Russell, I mean,
That's crazy.
both were big punches.
Your mic is.
You gotta
Your
fix
mic
that
is
mic.
terrible.
You have
Your
to.
mic
that
is
was
egregiously bad.
My mic is
Damn,
fine.
bro.
And
That
Dub-
mic
Dub is
look
Puerto
kinda
Rican,
gas.
so he's like part black. Relax.
Whoa, Dub, you
Relax,
laughing at the
relax.
plight of black people like that? That's
Black.
That's
Oh my God. He's black.
You can't.
What debate was it
Cancel
where Lo was
culture.
getting cooked so badly he started bringing up black?
That was
people's
with Ty
struggles
about
in
Chris
society?
Paul. It was about Chris Paul not winning. I remember that.
That was such a Lo was getting cooked
Oh, who was
so
it? That was
badly.
Low. I was cooking his ass, and he started bringing up.
They started bringing up black people's
You,
struggles in
as a
society.
black man, should not be.
Other black men. Okay.
This is crazy.
I don't understand how y'all do that, bro. Y'all understand context in every other situation. I just don't get it, man. And as a black person, I'm completely fine with
Oh my God.
identifying what Bill Russell did to this league and what he did for these fine men and women in this association. And I cannot believe Dub and Mars are laughing at this. Wow.
Who's laughing? Who's laughing?
The doors that he opened for black people in this association.
Stop.
100%. 100%.
That's 100%.
That's real.
100%. Just like Jackie Robinson is goated.
Yeah.
Y'all got to
That's what
give
I'm
Bill Russell some
saying,
credit
bro.
too.
What are y'all talking about, bro?
That's fact. Seriously, that's fact.
Black player?
Especially
Was he the
Paul.
first segregated black player? Bill Russell?
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, so why are we saying Jackie Robinson? Stop. What are we doing?
No, I'm just putting it in that like what he did to open doors and made it more than Jackie Robinson wasn't the first black MLB player.
Yeah,
Keep
he
it a
wasn't
buck.
either. Yeah,
he wasn't.
But he, okay.
He's just
Okay,
I'm
all
cooked.
right.
I'm cooked.
Real
I'm
talk.
not gonna lie. I'm cooked.
You're cooked. He tried to come with
Super chat.
Yo, there's a good super chat in there right now. Come on, we gotta read the super
Dub,
chat.
you're being called Dub Stern right now. That's crazy.
Dub Sternly.
The gaslighting is so bad today.
Dub, I'm gonna need an explanation on why you laughed.
Oh man, start bench cut.
Start bench cut, Jake.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King, Bill Russell, Marcel X.
Wait, so he talking Malcolm X. That's Malcolm X.
No, I'm talking about Low.
My name is Marcel.
Y'all can hear me? Hello.
I'm putting Low in jail. Okay, I'm putting Low.
You're letting Carl Malone.
That's kind of sweet. No, you're cutting Carl Malone loose? No way. No way. You're cutting him.
You can hear me? Hello.
Whoa, Jalen, don't say that. Don't say that.
up in the chat.
Is my mic good? Is my mic good?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Bless.
Hey man, we
It's
all throw
better,
Carmelo
it's
in
better.
jail, man. We throw Carmelo in
Dub
jail.
Kelly.
All right.
What the?
Y'all Kelly is crazy.
This is such a bad episode.
This is a horrible episode.
I think Dub's getting canceled.
Yo, this title has to
Bro,
change.
got
ASAP,
Dub the
bro.
racist, man. Everything's going wrong.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this is a nasty.
If I get canceled because of this, I don't even
You getting a
know
call
what's
from Rod, bro. Rod's gonna give you a call after
infuriated,
this.
bro.
Yeah, JD number is definitely gonna call you after this one. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, you're definitely getting called from the commission.
Few days, Dub.
This is crazy.
Yo,
bro.
Dub, why were you
Suspension coming. Suspension pending.
Suspension. There's definitely a suspension.
Yeah, can y'all talk about something other than me, please?
Yeah, top.
It's crazy. Actually, this is a good
basketball.
since Jalen's here, right? We could actually talk
we'll
about
talk
the
about
coaches that LeBron went against.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about that. Why y'all putting that on the screen? Duh, I mean, Jalen, how do you feel? How do you feel that the fact that between 2011 to 2017, that basically like there's like every year almost like there's 4 to 5 other players who could have did what LeBron did
In terms of doing what he
getting to the finals.
Getting to the final between 2011 and 2017.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Especially because he was not only were the comp weak, but also the coaching was egregiously bad during that time as well in the Eastern Conference.
Okay, let me see. So in terms of players on the Miami Heat from 2011, 12, 13, and 14, other players that you could have put on that team that would have taken them to the finals, I don't think there's 4 or 5 players in the league at that time that would have done the same.
On a year-to-year basis, there is.
Who are the players you put?
Like in 2011, if you put Kobe in that situation, he would do it. If you put Dirk in that situation, he would do it. If you put Chris Paul in that situation,
what? You put Dirk in that situation?
Stop.
I want to also be clear. I'm not talking about like Kobe and Wade playing alongside. I'm talking about like comparable pieces. The same way that LeBron got to pick his players that he played alongside with. These players are also having comparable pieces that are alongside them as well. They would be able to do the exact same thing, get to the final. They would be, without a doubt, they'd be able to get to the final.
So on 2011 and 2012, I'll give you that. I think a guy like Kobe Bryant could definitely have taken him 2011.
A guy like Kobe.
A guy like
20,
Kobe.
yeah. 20, well, hold on. 20,
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that has to be roster.
2013 and 2014. 2013 and 2014, no, because Dwayne Wade did take a step back as a player. His knees were not the same. I don't think Kobe Bryant would have been able to take that team.
Why? But wait, if you go back and you look at Miami, who did they face that would have been a massive competition to prevent them from getting to the finals?
I'm gonna look back at that 2013 one.
And which one? 2013 or 2014?
Yeah, give me 2013. Give me 2013.
They played the Pacers and the Knicks, right? No, they played the Pacers. The Knicks.
Pacers.
They
So
played
Pacers. Paul George Pacers. Right.
In 2013, they played the Bucks in the first round. They beaten them. The Knicks in the second round. And then the Pacers. The Pacers.
Wait, it was the Knicks and Pacers.
Yeah, Knicks and Pacers.
Oh, see, I know.
No. Oh no, it was Bulls. It was Bulls.
Man, I don't know Bulls, man.
In 2011?
In 2013.
Oh, 2013. Okay.
2013.
So in 2013, you're telling me, and we can go through some of these other names as well. But in 2013, you don't think that Kevin Durant could have did that?
2013 against the Paul George Pacers. Roy Hibbert was still on that team. David West was still on that team.
This guy's trying to.
Are we taking into account LeBron's defense as well? You talking about Dirk Nowitzki and all these offensive players? Are we taking the account what LeBron plays defensively?
I'm taking into account that if he had the ability to pick his own teammates, like LeBron did, I'm pretty sure they would pick.
No, you're talking about on that team, right? No, you're talking about on that team.
I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think if you gave Kevin Durant the opportunity to pick his teammates, I'm pretty sure he would pick more defensive.
What are we talking about the teammates he had, bro?
No, Tyson, your LeBron James fandom is blurry.
Yeah, I'm confused.
What he's saying is, okay, so LeBron James joined the Miami Heat, right? Dwayne Wade was like a top 5 player, and Chris Bosh was like a top 15 player. If you put any other player like Kobe Bryant, and you said Kobe Bryant, pick one top 5 player and one top 15 player to join you, they would still make the finals in the Eastern.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to say that, that's fine.
In that context, you
okay,
give any superstar the opportunity to
pick
that's
great.
that caliber, They'd all
I don't
make
know
the
what that
finals.
proves, but sure, that's great. Yeah.
LeBron
That
James
they're going to finals 7 straight times isn't as impressive as many people make it out to be.
Well, no, hold on. So I'll give
Yeah, I
you
don't think
the
that
Heat
means
years,
that, but
hold
you
on.
got it.
The first 3
Clearly
years of
does.
the
We
Heat
can't
years-
hear you.
Anyway,
Dub.
No, hold on. Let me say it. So the first 3
In
years
that
of the
weak
Heat,
East.
I think no.
Facts,
First
dog.
3
The
years,
weak
hold
ass
on.
coaches
The first
talking
3
about
years
it.
of the Heat with the Heat, you're right. The last year with the Heat, when again Dwayne Wade was not even close to what he was, and even I think Chris, I don't know if they have injured, and they played the Atlanta Hawks, the 60-win Atlanta Hawks team that year.
No, that's 20. That's
Okay,
20.
that's next year. That's a team.
That's not
So
long.
in 2014 they played the Charlotte Bobcats, the Brooklyn Nets, and then the Pacers again. The Pacers
Top
at
five
the,
defensive team.
Bobcats.
The
the-
Bobcats.
Terrible.
Top five
and
defensive
then
team.
I'm about to
The
say
Bobcats.
if you're talking and we go to if we're talking about this version of the Pacers,
Mhm.
that's when Roy Hibbert was egregiously bad. That's when he
wasn't as bad.
he fell off the face of the earth in 2014.
Okay,
I
so
don't know
2014
He did.
Kobe.
He did.
You think
He did.
2014 Kobe, or are you talking more Kevin Durant in 2014?
No. I'm talking about on a year-to-year basis. So we go to
Year-to-year basis,
2014 and who were the best 4 to 5 players in 2014? Would they be
Okay.
able to do that? And I believe they would.
Okay, I'll give you no. I think you're right.
And I want to also be clear. This is the production that D-Wade gave you, and by the end of the series in 2014 in this Pacers series, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals on 62% true shooting.
That's good number too. I like that. Okay, so those 4 years,
so
100%.
he would
Those 4 years,
without a doubt do it.
That's
The one to be fair to Jalen, 2015 was the one where it got slightly shaky.
Kevin Love got hurt first round. against
Yes,
Boston.
and then Kyrie got hurt in the
Carry
conference
job.
finals.
Nobody else doing that in 2015.
No, nobody else is crazy because Curry
Yeah,
and
right.
Durant could do that. I don't know about that.
Curry with the pieces they
MJ
had,
can
no
do
sir,
it.
not
MJ can
Curry,
do it too.
not definitely not. No,
Why would
sir.
Curry not be able to take them to the finals?
I don't think Curry with with Matthew Dellavedova, Tristan Thompson.
That's the finals. That's the finals.
He wasn't. Steph Curry would not be able to thrive playing with guys.
That's the
playing with
finals,
guys.
Jalen.
Any version of Curry?
Not any version of Curry, no.
Please stop. Because
Wait,
the
what?
main part of this question was that he gets to pick his pieces, right? So
He gets to
Kobe
pick
Steph-
them, yeah.
Steph is not playing with a nigga like Kyrie Irving. He's gonna play with someone of a caliber who's gonna be usable for him or Kevin Love, something like
But
that.
they were
right?
hurt though. I'm talking about they were hurt.
I mean,
So I'm
do they
saying-
Kevin
still
Love
get
got
hurt?
hurt.
Do
Yes,
they still get
he's
hurt,
still
though?
going to choose him regardless. That's fine. They're gonna get hurt though. Kyrie, his second best player, will be there, so he's gonna have a player of that same caliber
Kyrie missed a
and
lot of
have
games.
similar pieces to what LeBron had to.
Kyrie got
maximize
hurt in
his-
the conference
You only
finals.
missed, like,
He
yeah,
played.
And do
Right.
you
Also missed-
think
Kyrie missed games
and do you
against
think
the
Curry
Atlanta
could
Hawks
not beat that
team.
that
The
team?
Hawks was the conference finals.
I know. So
Oh,
you don't think
sorry,
Curry could beat that
yeah.
team?
Kyrie didn't get hurt in the
He did.
We talking
Curry
about
got
the
hurt
Hawks?
in the finals. He only played 2 games. He only played 2 games in the
Oh,
conference finals.
okay.
Do you think who is that?
Somebody needs to go do them dishes before they get their ass whooped. That's what it sounded like.
Someone's got some responsibilities to take care of.
Yeah, go make up your bed. Let nigga.
And Mars, you don't think Curry could lead that team beyond the Hawks in the conference finals?
Of course.
With Kyrie hurt and Kevin Love hurt, no, he was not going to do
Kyrie
that.
wasn't.
Yes.
Kyrie was.
No,
Kyrie-
Kyrie played 2 games. He played 2 games in that series.
Exactly. So Kyrie was hurt.
Even at
He's not doing
LeBron,
Yes,
he
he
had
is.
30, but
Yes,
he
he
wasn't
is, bro.
he wasn't
I'm
crazy
confused,
efficient.
like-
He wasn't crazy efficient in that series.
That Hawks
We're
team
going
is
off a low
doo-doo, and it's
scenario,
coached
like,
by
like,
Mike
like,
Budenholzer.
like,
The Hawks team was a 60-win team. What are we talking about?
Y'all
It was
not
a
taking
regular-
to
it was a
account.
regular-
Hold on.
Are we
Hold on.
still?
Bro, you pulling up tickets.
Are we
Y'all
going off
not
the
taking into
Cavs
account
team?
LeBron's playmaking. Y'all not taking into account LeBron's screen gravity. You know what I'm saying? And y'all
I want it to be known to the chat. The 2 games that Kyrie played was game 1, and he came back by game 4. So he would have been back for the remainder of the series as long as Curry would have been able to
Didn't he
survive.
play game 1 in the finals?
My dog is
Yeah. What I'm saying is the point I'm making is that Kyrie is not like Kyrie only played the first 2 games and missed the remainder of the series. Kyrie would have been back, so the Kyrie caliber player that's playing next to Curry would have been back to play that series. They
So
would
he only
they would have
played one
they
game.
would have without a doubt beaten them. They may not have beaten them in 4, but they would have without a doubt beaten that Hawks team. You can believe that, Jalen, but what he did is not that impressive. It's not. Let me say that back. It's not as impressive as you make it out to be. It's not as impressive.
I do think it's funny how the East was suddenly so weak, and then when LeBron goes,
it wasn't suddenly. It wasn't suddenly. It wasn't suddenly. It wasn't suddenly. It wasn't suddenly, Jalen.
Suddenly good, or maybe they.
It wasn't suddenly. It wasn't sudden. It wasn't suddenly, Jalen. It was week before he got in the league. It was been weak.
Been week
Facts.
2000s.
So let's try that again, Jalen.
Hold on. So we're talking about First, let's talk about the run when he made his 8 straight finals, right? Your argument is that the East was weak throughout those finals. You take away LeBron from those Cleveland teams to put any other player, the Toronto Raptors are beating those Cleveland Cavaliers team every time. Y'all want to bash DeMar DeRozan?
Are you serious?
No way, Jalen. LeBron
That Toronto team was tough, bro. We're not doing that. The Toronto team was tough, bro.
Jalen. 60, 55 wins, 59 wins. They were
top 10 offense, top 10 defense. What are we doing?
LeBron owned that team. LeBron made us look bad.
Top 10 offense, top 10 defense, 60-win team. What are we doing?
Y'all disrespect the Toronto Raptors like you were a great team.
2017 Kevin Durant. 2017 Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, bro. Stop talking about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is not a leader. What are we doing?
If one, you don't have to be doing
You don't have.
LeBron James was the leader of that team. We're not doing that.
You don't have to be a leader to lead them past that weak teams in the East.
Listen. What are you talking about?
Allen Iverson wasn't a great leader.
Confident, bro. Jalen Brunson can lead over the
Paul George Pacers aren't weak
I'm so real. I'm so real.
You can
No, you're right. Wait, Jalen, you're right. The Paul George Pacers are not weak. I'm not. Yeah, that's fair. That's one team though. And while he was going against the Paul George Pacers, basically every single time he had a top 5 to 10 player alongside him. So if you give another top 5 to 10 player, another top 5 to 10 player, as well as a Chris Bosh caliber player, they're beating the Pacers, Jalen.
Okay. So hold on.
Yeah.
So we could do that with a whole bunch of people. So if you give Michael Jordan, if you give a player the best small forward of that era, if you give a player the best rebounder of that era, if you give a player the best one of the best defensive point guards of that era, all those things, then they can win too. What are we doing?
But he didn't lose. He never lost.
He won.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm saying other players can win though. Other players can win though.
No. Wait, who's the other players? Who's the other players? Like,
what's that?
If you gave like Hakeem that caliber of supporting cast members, I agree. Hakeem would win.
Yeah. Okay.
Did they guy like Clyde Drexler
He
win?
was the only one I could find.
No, I don't think Clyde.
Dominique Wilkins? Do you think Dominique Wilkins wins?
I don't think Dominique will win either.
With all those pieces?
No, we already established
They won his
that
greatest-
Dominique is better than Michael Jordan.
Dominique
So
is
yes,
one.
Dominique,
Dominique
please
is one.
stop.
Oh, when it comes to like,
What do I say?
So you give him the best wing of that era on his team with Dominique Wilkins.
Are you saying you putting Scottie Pippen? Because I don't think Scottie Pippen would be the best player to put alongside Dominique. But is that what
I'm not saying Scottie Pippen. I'm saying who's the best wing of that era. He gets the pick though.
Well, it can't be Michael Jordan because the best wing is Michael Jordan.
Give me a prime Grant Hill. Give me a prime.
You're right. Give me whoever you think is the best.
Grant Hill wasn't in his prime in the early '90s though. Grant wasn't in the league.
Wait, Grant Hill came in the league.
Who would be the best small forward of the 90s? Who would be the best?
Between 91 and 93, who would you give Dominique Wilkins?
Dominique.
Again, that's why Jordan's competition was weak. You can't even bring up no other fucking players. But anyway, go ahead.
If you want to say that, Tyson, I'm all for it, Tyson.
Okay. So let's do that then.
Wait, those runs through the East are not moving.
No, but hold on. So wait, 2018.
Okay, so never mind. Go ahead.
2018, there's no other player.
Steve Smith.
Well, I agree. We stopped at 2018, but between 2011 to 20, he's about to say Smitty. That's crazy.
Okay, so suddenly with the East being weak, so for those 8 straight finals, the East was weak. Then he leaves Cleveland, and suddenly nobody can go back to back and reach in the finals. Nobody can do it.
Okay, but let's use context clues. I'm about to say let's use context clues now, Jalen. Jalen. In 2019 is when Giannis ascended to an MVP caliber player.
Got better, yes.
Outside of LeBron, throughout that East, was there any player as good as MVP caliber Giannis?
During that run, no, not as a Giannis. No.
Was there any in 2019? Kawhi got traded to the East. Was there any player throughout that run that was as good as Kawhi Leonard?
No.
Paul George close, but no. Yeah, I'll say no.
No way. No, you just
I said no. I said okay.
No. Not even close. Not even close.
There wasn't.
Oh God.
No, not even close. Not even close.
The closest will actually be Embiid during that time.
No, I'm about to say in
20
2019 is the first year that you could say like Embiid ascended to like all NBA caliber status. Do you think there was anybody on that team in that Eastern Conference that was as good as 2019 Joel Embiid throughout that stretch? No,
I never got Jimmy Butler that year.
20. No, Jimmy Butler wasn't. No.
Okay, all right. So that right there is a good litmus test right there, Jalen.
What about Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose, 2011 Derrick Rose.
There's no way you think.
Not as good as Giannis.
That was a good team, though. That was a very good team.
I'm saying he was still an MVP caliber player. Not as good as
that was a very good team.
And maybe Embiid. Ooh, the Derrick Rose. Okay, I'll probably
that Bulls team wasn't good.
Now you're talking about when Wade was arguably like still.
I'm about to say so. We go back to that point. Wade undeniably is top 5 at that time.
No doubt.
Yeah, undeniably. Yes.
Okay. So the point I'm making though is that it didn't just miraculously. No, the players that he would have to have faced if he stayed in there had not yet ascended to the status that they needed to, and Kawhi also wasn't in that conference. So let's just call a spade a spade. He did not go up against the caliber of players, and in my opinion, also for the most part, the caliber of teams that needed to be done. Because if we're going to be honest, Jalen, if you take Kawhi, if you take Paul George off those Pacers team and you put Kawhi Leonard, he would not have beaten those teams.
He would have beaten those teams 100%. He was not losing.
No, he would not have.
He was not losing to Kawhi Leonard 100%.
To me, that's a better argument.
He lost him in the finals. He lost him in the finals.
Yeah, with Greg Popovich and the whole Spurs team, he's not doing that with
also a good coach. It has to be a bad coach.
So it has to be. So you're proof my point. So it has to be a good. It has to be a bad coach.
He loses to all-time great teams in the finals. All-time great teams.
I know, but that's my point, Jalen. There were no all-time great teams in the Eastern Conference at that point.
Fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. You can't argue that.
That's fair.
Yo, Dub.
But to say, I don't like the argument though. The whole premise of the argument is kind of.
No, the point. It just wasn't. It's just not as impressive as people try to make it out to be. That's my point.
Because of his.
Because players like Duncan in 03 had to beat Kobe and Shaq. In 07, 08, players like Kobe had to beat Tim Duncan, Manu, just to get to the finals. Let alone just to get to the finals.
No, for sure.
Man, Kobe's 100%. That guy, bro. Oh my.
LeBron's past.
He's the era that's good.
And it gets even worse when you look at even the coaches that he goes up against in the Eastern Conference.
Nigga, Michael Curry? Are we serious?
Michael Curry, Doc Rivers without Coach Tibbs.
Whoa. That's a championship coach.
Stop.
Yeah, don't do that, bro. Come on, don't do Doc Rivers like that, man.
He had Dwayne Casey. Like, just
I'm not saying Doc Rivers is a good coach.
And what's even crazy, if I ask everybody between those stretch of years who were the top 5 coaches, LeBron played for 3 of them. He played with 3 of them.
Eric Spoelstra and
Eric Spoelstra.
Mike Brown.
I don't know why you scrunching up your face with Ty Lue. Ty Lue was another one.
Eric Spoelstra, Mike Brown.
What? Great coach to me.
Ty Lue's a top. What would you say? A top 3 coach?
If you go back to the Eastern Conference and you list off the top 5 coaches in the Eastern Conference during that.
Oh, in the Eastern Conference. Okay.
Yes, he was on 3 of the top 5 coaches, undeniably.
Eric Spoelstra.
I have to go through all the coaches.
Let's remember. LeBron is the same dude. LeBron is the same dude that wanted Eric Spoelstra out of there. Remember that.
First year there,
So all that help he had, relatively speaking, that's a lot of help.
He's not coachable, bro. He's just not coachable.
That's a lot of help.
He had a lot of help.
He coaches himself.
For sure. I'm gonna give you that.
You don't have to give it. It's just a fact.
He also had David Blatt though too.
And then as soon as David Blatt was bad, they fired him the next year and got him.
I'm just saying they had him too though.
Oh, no, he took him to the finals. He took him to the finals.
Yeah,
he took David Blatt to the finals.
Let's look at that run. Let's look at that run.
No. You was talking about coaches. No. You talking about coaches.
Let's look at the run.
Look at the run.
Let's look at the run.
Your Wi-Fi, Dub.
Wait, we got Tom Thibodeau. We got Tom Thibodeau in Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
That was a top coach.
Oh, the series. Are we talking about the series that the Cavs cheated and that?
We got Brad.
I just wanted to know.
And Mike Budenholzer, man.
And let's also
Mars
look at
put
these
Dub
teams.
in a tight zone.
And in 2015, it was Isaiah Thomas and crew.
Wait, Isaiah Thomas and the young Boston team.
Yeah, it was. I can't even. Yeah, it was young, but this was like before Jaylen Brown and Tatum.
Yeah, that was.
It was Jared Sullinger out there.
Okay,
So let's try.
let's
try this.
Respect Jared Sullinger. Respect.
Avery Bradley on that team too.
Jared Sullinger was decent. He had injuries, right?
Oh my god!
Injury guy. Jared Sullinger wasn't horrible.
Respect Jared Sullinger.
Yeah, respect Jared Sullinger.
That was an injury guy. Come on now, he wasn't a horrible player.
The most competitive series in 2015, outside of obviously the Warriors, was the Bulls series, and like Mars said, he cheated to get by that series. But it's fine.
Did he the game winner that series?
No, he shouldn't have gotten it. He shouldn't have gotten it because David Black called a timeout. He shouldn't have even gotten it.
When they never had the timeout.
Yes.
How do I?
Should have been down 3-1, but nah. LeBron James has to make the finals.
How do I leave and what the frick? How do I leave and still get like spam in the chat? That's so crazy. Like, I'm so nuts, bro.
I mean, Lo, you made good points there. I mean, without a doubt, I think the East.
Yeah, that's all valid. Most of it that's valid.
Yeah, I understand. The East wasn't as strong as the West. There's a lot of weak teams.
It was just weak. Period. Not as strong as the way. It was just weak.
Okay.
I don't like that argument, but I'll go ahead.
Was the 90s East better? Was the 90s East better?
Yes, the 90s East was without a doubt better.
Yeah, the 90s East was
What are you talking about?
The 90s East. I mean, can we bring up the 90s?
At the same time, Michael.
Jalen, I'm gonna ask you right now.
What'd you say, Mars?
Michael Jordan won one playoff game without sweeping.
Okay. We'll remove. We're not going to talk about the Pistons.
When Michael Jordan comes.
We're not going to talk about the Pistons. We'll talk about a team that he consistently had to go up against, which are the New York Knicks. Was there a player in the Eastern Conference during that stretch that was as good as
better than Pat Ewing?
Pat Ewing. And if you think so, do you think that there was a team as good as that was also as good as the Knicks? And if you think that, do you think that team also had a coach as good as Pat Riley? Answer those questions for me.
One, no coach had a coach better. There's no coach better than Pat Riley. That's one. That was Patrick Ewing, John Stark Knicks. Patrick Ewing, John Stark Knicks. The closest team would probably have to be either the Derrick Rose Bulls at his peak, or again the Paul George Pacers. Those teams were better than the Knicks. No. Hold on, no. But those Knicks.
The Knicks weren't that good, bro. Let's stop this. Come on now.
Really?
What Knicks team?
Like 92, 93.
Charles Oakley, John Starks, who was the starting point? Mark Jackson or Derek Harper?
I'm talking about the Ewing
92, 93.
What's the team? What's the whole team?
I'm talking about. I want to be clear. I'm going to be very clear to the chat.
Anthony Mason at 10 points.
I'm talking about the Ewing Knicks that had a historically great defensive unit in 93, of negative 8.3, minus 8.3, relative defensive rating.
Wait, are you talking about 91, 92?
No, 93, where they won 60 games and they were even favored to win. That's
Give me the lineup, please.
Give me the lineup. That's Ewing, John Stark, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, Doc Rivers, Greg Anthony, Charles Smith. And
come on, bro.
Balkman is kind of a stretch.
Come on, bro.
Hold on.
Against those Bulls teams?
No. I said who was the team that LeBron faced in that stretch that was just as well coached, had a player just as good as Ewing, in a supporting cast or a defining identity as good as that Knicks team. That's what I asked.
So the 2013 Pacers team.
No.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold up.
No way.
Hold up. Roy Hibbert averaged 22 and 10 on 50.
Thank you.
Go for him.
That's facts, bro.
That's what
If you do that,
Patrick Ewing.
Hold up. David West.
I didn't say he's better than Patrick Ewing, but add Paul George to that. Who on the Knicks is as good as Paul George as a secondary player?
Not John
first
Starks,
player.
John Starks.
But he was the first option.
Okay, the first option. So what? So okay.
I'm about to
So
say
who's the first?
Ewing.
Okay, so who's better than Roy Hibbert? So who's better than Roy Hibbert then?
John Starks.
John Starks is not better than Roy Hibbert at that time.
During that time, Roy Hibbert was better
Oh
than
my
John Starks during
God.
that time.
Especially when you got somebody. Come on, man. Listen.
Y'all just looking at the names, not looking at the
gassing
production
up
and how
Roy
they
Hibbert.
played. Y'all looking at the
you're
names,
gassing
not
up
looking at
Roy
the
Hibbert,
production
bro.
and how they
No,
played.
you're looking at the production exclusively in the
matters.
series against LeBron. That's what you're looking at.
That's really what you're
No,
looking
but
at.
just okay. All right, fine. I'll look at John Starks' production for an exclusive series and make it seem like that's
Do
who
it
he was as
against
a
Jordan.
player.
Get Jordan's Bulls. We're talking about compared to do it against
No,
Jordan.
we're not comparing it to Jordan. No, we're not.
Okay,
I'm
you
just
comparing them
we
to as a
just
whole.
said the East in general.
There's no
Okay,
way
got
y'all
it,
just
got it.
including one series.
You're including one
I'm not
series.
including when John Starks is a good player, but come on, man.
Roy
John
Hibbert,
Starks.
Roy Hibbert, he wasn't given a great score. He wasn't a great score. He wasn't this dominant rebounder.
He said 22 and 10.
He did that in a one
That was
series.
only in the one series. It wasn't. That's not.
Oh, with the one series. You're talking about the one series. What's it for the year? What's it for the year? What's it for the year?
Man.
He averaged
What's it for
10 points for his regular season. 10.
In the playoffs.
Oh my god.
He averaged 17, and I
17.
guarantee you, a lot of that carry comes from that Miami Heat series. Because in the Knicks series, he had 14.
I'll tell you. But leading up to the Miami series, he averaged 14 points on 47% shooting from the field.
Okay. And run off them John Starks numbers.
Oh, man.
What are we
Starks-
doing right now?
I don't know.
Run off them John
Arguing
Starks.
the 2013 Pacers against the 1993 Knicks.
I'm arguing the 2014.
No. The Knicks are a better team. I'm saying, but
Wait.
my more point against the Bulls.
Tyson, I'm about to answer for you. For the entire postseason run, so not just exclusively a series, Starks averaged 16.5 points, 6 assists, 44% from the field, 37% from behind the arc, 5 3-pointers he's attempting as well, and 72% from the free throw line.
So
That's
David
what
West.
it is.
Okay, so their numbers were similar, is what you're
more
saying.
impactful than John Starks.
So
David
what you
West
saying?
was
No, he
more impactful than John
wasn't.
Starks.
No,
David West is
you did
2014.
not say that.
Let's talk about
You
David.
did not say that.
You're right, Mars.
You're trolling.
I'll take my L on that, but I'm just saying the Knicks team they were a good team, bro.
I'm asking, was their team better? And also, I want to be clear, for John Starks, that translated to a true shooting percentage of 54.5% at that stage in NBA history. That is wildly efficient for that era in NBA history.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. John Starks an okay player. I'm just saying the Bulls had the pieces to the Bulls had the pieces to nullify John Starks, and it wasn't a good matchup. It wasn't a good matchup for the Knicks. I'll just say that.
I thought this was just a 90s like.
No, I got you. I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
The answer is no, Jalen. So no.
Paul
I got
George
what you're saying.
2014. Well, hold on. Paul George 2014. Was he better than
If you go to Paul George 2014, then you have to accept the dramatic drop off of Roy Hibbert in 2014.
100%. Roy Hibbert was not as good. 100%. But Lance Stevenson.
No,
was
he was
better
basically
that year.
unplayable.
He was
trash.
right after All-Star break. He was
Lance Stevenson was better that year. David West was still giving you 16 and 8.
Wrong, bro.
No. I'm just saying that 2014 Indiana Pacers team, I think could give that Knicks team in 90.
Then you're delusional.
You know what? In the beginning,
Let him say it. Let him say it.
You know what?
Let him say it.
2014.
Say it, Jalen, say it.
Type Zoom.
Tell me out your mouth, who's better, Roy Hibbert or John Starks?
Put him in a tight zoom.
John Starks is better than Roy Hibbert. Okay, but I'll say this. Paul George in 2014 was better than Patrick Ewing in 1997.
97.
Which was an older. Patrick
We're saying
Ewing,
93.
He was specifically talking about the 93.
Okay. I mean,
I'm not gonna push that.
I mean, it's like 97.
I want facts. Paul George, elite wing defender. Patrick Ewing, elite defender as a center. I think defensively they're right there.
What?
Paul George was elite.
Wait, what did you just say? What did you just say?
Patrick Ewing is an elite.
Nah, bro.
Y'all looking at names.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, Jalen.
Even Tyson said don't do.
Don't do that, man. No, you gotta be real. Paul George is a good defender, great, but don't compare.
He's a great defender. Paul George is a great defender. Especially was an elite defender.
Right, there you go.
Okay,
what we doing?
Words like that.
All time, man. What are we
Yeah, don't do that.
Compare
Jay.
great
Don't
to
do that.
elite. You can't compare great to elite. You can't compare good to great. We can't.
Right. Well, Paul George is very good.
You just said
Paul
that.
George actually career-wise, ain't that different. Paul George actually career-wise ain't that different.
We're talking about who they were in
I'm
90.
talking about career.
You know what? You was right. That Knicks team was better. Give me that. That Knicks team was better.
Finally.
They cleared. They
not
were
clear.
much
Clear is a
better.
strong word. Clear is a
They
strong
were
word.
much
They were
better.
Clear is
They
a
were
strong
much
word.
better.
I did not base.
I just want to know. I want to do a start bench
That's all.
cut. The 2010s East, 2000s East, the 90s East, and the 80s East.
You start the 90s East, you bench the 80s East, you cut the and you cut both for the 2000s and 2010s.
Both of them
East.
were pretty bad.
Yeah,
The 2000s East though, I might give it to them. I'm not
I'm not gonna lie. The early 2000s East is an abomination.
Yeah.
But the Pistons.
Once Boston came along and once
Boston.
Detroit, that little stretch, cool. But the early 2000s East,
But the whole decade of the 2010s was just whatever team was LeBron was on.
But the Indiana Pacers.
Shut up.
They were actually good.
Wait,
Other teams did not perform because LeBron was there. Mentally, he was in their head.
MVP Derrick Rose. The 60-win Hawks. The 60-win Hawks.
Those Raptors teams would have made two. Those Raptors teams would have made at least
DeMar
two.
DeRozan Raptors. Yeah, DeMar
They would have made at least two finals if LeBron was there. Y'all be hating. They would have made two finals.
But Mars, here's the thing. You can't have it both ways. When other players bring up other competition, they say, "Oh, this 60-win team. Oh, look at that 60-win team." And then when we do it, y'all say, "Oh, y'all discount those teams."
I think it is dumb every time it happens.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah, I hate the idea of saying that this team isn't good because they won 48 games or not 50 games. Or this conference had this many 50 wins. If they won 49, who cares? Like you're just using these arbitrary numbers to act like the team is better than it was. No, but I will say Michael Jordan making the playoffs with 30 wins in his second year in the league, suspect.
But suspect for sure.
But
He's a fraud. He only played like what, 18 games the whole year?
Yeah, and his team made the playoffs.
The 2010
man broke his foot in like 6 games, and then this whole team.
Yeah, and his team made the playoffs with 30 wins.
Let me LeBron is better. We've had a lot of super chats since I've been going.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's read some off. Look at the super teams without a build foundation since 2011. The only teams that won a ring, the common denominator is
because you had to be with a build foundation, so you couldn't include Golden State. You just did what you had to do to make sure LeBron was the common denominator. Anyone can do that. Right.
And it's only been 3. How many super teams has there been?
I know
3?
who that.
It's the Nets, Golden State, and then the LeBron ones.
Yeah.
All you've done is just take away the team that was successful.
And we don't even know how
make LeBron the common denominator.
And we don't even know if the Nets could have won because they never played a postseason together.
Wait, do we consider the Darren Williams, Paul Pierce?
No, that's not.
That's not.
Hell no, that's not a super team.
Yeah, no, they're not. I hear you.
Do we consider the Spurs a super team? But they're I know they're not built, but do we consider them a super team?
They weren't a super team.
No, they were a great team.
So
yeah, so. The whole point that the Nets super team ain't work, but we never really seen that big 3 together in the postseason. So stupid to me because I guarantee you
it was looking great in the Boston series in 2021.
I guarantee you if they all played, bro, they was up with Kyrie there.
Bro, if James Harden, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant were all healthy, they're winning a chip.
Exactly. So it's just you're cooking yourself at that point.
Yo, real talk. Some nigga just cooked the shit out of you in chat, bro. It's crazy.
Damn, where's it at though? Oh.
I appreciate you for watching.
Jalen
KB, a nigga called you ugly in the chat earlier, but I didn't bring it up. But I see we're still on bad blood time, so it's cool. Huh?
It's fuck you, nigga. Yeah.
Angie Card, Jalen Braun wins 07 chip. Does he stay in the land? Question mark.
That's actually a really good question. You
No,
know, he might.
because Delonte West was still messing with his mom, so he'll leave.
Yeah,
but that
so
would
I
be-
don't think so.
He might have signed a short-term contract with them since they did win. But that's a good question.
This is
No, they're
so nasty what y'all doing to me. My bad. I'm reading the super chat that's coming up, but y'all so nasty guys. Are these teams weak because they lost to LeBron?
I'm telling you, this
No,
guy
they're-
was in their heads.
no,
In their heads.
No, they're weak because they were weak.
Facts.
I think
2016 Warriors weak.
a part of that was LeBron was in a lot of these teams' head and they weren't performing, and they realized they had no shot making the finals. They had no shot. Mental that in basketball, that's real.
DeRozan.
Raptors is the only one. Raptors is the only one.
Hold up, no, you on the court and you see LeBron James. You see LeBron James across from you. You're like, oh shit, we ain't winning.
The
this.
Celtics
That's
weren't
mental.
afraid.
That's
The
mental.
Celtics weren't
That's
afraid.
mental.
The
You gotta
Celtics-
understand.
You know what? Hold on. You know what, Jason?
The
The Raptors and the Hawks in 2015.
Hold up.
That's
Hold
it.
on. Even casually, go to the YMCA. You standing next to a guy clearly on the other side of the court.
It has never happened.
Why would you be afraid? And that says more about you.
No. Hold up. Anybody
Nigga,
go play,
just
no,
because
hold
maybe
up.
you
Go play
stink at the game of basketball,
No.
that's why you need confidence, nigga, but no.
Okay, hold on. Let's be real. A lot of y'all here ain't really playing ball like that. Y'all out of shape as hell. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep this real. All right, let's
Speak for yourself.
Okay, no, let's go. Let's go there.
You on the
Let's go
court.
there.
Go play basketball. You on the court. You see another guy on the other side of the team who's 6'9", clearly better than everyone else. In your head, with your team, you're like, oh shit, we probably.
I'm not gonna be scared if I see LeBron. I'm not gonna be scared if I see LeBron. I'll be like, oh snap, it's LeBron. I'm not gonna be like, oh no.
Hold up, fellas.
And then on top of
Jalen,
that,
I
you
need
just
you to
assumed the
understand
entire
something.
panel was out of shape. Like what? Nigga?
I need you to understand something.
Yeah, how dare you assume I'm out?
In 2014 against the Brooklyn Nets, he was 38 and 33 and only had 23. I guess he was scared of them too. In 2015,
one game. What we doing?
No. That was the postseason series numbers. 38 on 33% and 23 points. The next series against the Wizards, DeMar DeRozan, 40% from the field, 37 from 3, and 20 points.
Okay.
I guess he was afraid of them too.
We know about DeMar DeRozan playoff drop.
It's DeMar DeRozan.
Playoff drop off is
DeMar DeRozan against Miami Heat with no Chris Bosh, none, 38-25 on 22 points per game. At the end of all I'm saying is
DeMar's going to DeMar. Yeah,
it's
DeMar's
And what I'm saying is those Raptors teams are good enough to win games. Those Raptors are good enough to win games, even with the DeMar drop off. If they went against other than LeBron,
Real quick, we have super chats to read, and we have 4 minutes to go, so we don't have time for
They went to 2 7-game series with the Heat and the Pacers, despite him. It's difficult to overcome that when your star players playing like that.
Super chat.
Real quick, I just want to say this. My only argument, I'm sorry, Mars. My only argument for the East is that they played a different style of basketball. The teams were more defensive oriented. They played a slower pace. The games were in the 90s, 80s, and I think if you match up those teams, if you go through and match up those teams, East and West, 8 for 8, 7 for 7, and we know that defense wins championships, I think we have an argument to say I think those series will be close to 500 instead of it being this lopsided thing.
Yeah, that would explain why.
Super chat. All right, cool.
Don't dismiss my shit like that, bro. Who said that shit?
That's what y'all said about the teams MJ faced, because that's actually applicable, unlike this one. Lowers on LeBron's meat. Crazy right now, doing tricks on it.
Super chat.
Yo.
How are you making hypotheticals and swear you're right, clowns from Jib Bayless?
Right.
For Dub Sterling in the panel, start bench cut, jail, Rosa Parks, Kyrie, Malcolm X, Kanye West. This is your chance to redemption, Dub Malone.
Come on, Dub. It's your moment.
Bring it back up. Bring it back up.
Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, and who was the other two? It was Kanye, and who was the last one? Kyrie. I guess I'll cut Kyrie, and then I'll jail Kanye.
Wait, so who did you start?
I started Rosa because I believe in treating all women right, and
I like that.
Giving them the first dibs. You feel me?
It was about black people being able to sit in the front of the bus, Dub. Jesus Christ.
Do what Dub just did. John Moran. Do what Dub just did, bro. John Moran needs the Dub classes right now.
Did he take Rosa Parks over Malcolm X?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, man, what
The women should always go first. It is what it is.
All you had to do was bench Rosa. She was already sitting down.
But she wanted to go to the front of the bus. So why would I not put her up?
She wanted to sit down. You wanted to sit down.
End the show. End the show.
Dub real talk. Dub real talk right there.
Nice set, my man. Dub.
You talking about?
With reports that Charlotte is leaning toward taking Miller with the second pick. Portland has a great chance to trade Dame and rebuild around Scoot and Sharp. Portland only issue is they don't own their pick.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, no, they own
Mars,
their
is
pick.
that true? Do they own their pick? I don't know.
They do. They have
I don't pay attention to draft picks, but I don't know why they wouldn't own their pick. I don't know who they've traded for.
I keep hearing something about it goes to the Bulls, but the Bulls don't have a pick in the draft because Orlando took the pick.
They own their pick. They own their pick. I don't know where that pick's from.
Yeah, super chats.
Conspiracy theory.
Come on, let's go.
The 93 Knicks won 60 games, 37-4 at home. Dag, 37-4.
Winning 60 games in the expansion era is not that impressive for everyone.
Oh my God!
That's facts. The expansion era is a myth. The expansion era stinks. The
Expansion tax is crazy. Expansion
No, there is an expansion tax. That is why Michael Jordan is a fraud. That is true.
PG-13 and D Rose couldn't sniff prime Pat Ewing.
This is also true.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Pat Ewing would have averaged 32 and 15 versus that Heat.
That's a fact.
They didn't have big man. Yeah,
Probably.
Mismatch.
Y'all know the Knicks were favored in 93, right?
Yep.
I
also know that Scottie Pippen took them to 7 games without Michael Jordan.
Thank you, Matt on God.
Facts.
I'm sorry, Lo. Jalen, you are a fraud.
Jalen is
we the real deal, baby. We the real deal.
Real deal. Cubic zirconium.
Knicks were better than the Pacers, but the Bulls were significantly better than the Heat. No question mark. The Bulls were the super team back then. So it evens out.
No, they were not.
Then why were the Knicks?
They weren't a super team though. They were just.
They were a great team for their era. Put in the contract.
How can you be with the super team with a fraud? I don't understand.
Yeah, you're not a super team. I mean, Scottie Pippen, the best player on your team, being a super team.
Super chat. Let's go.
Oh my God.
See, I never played basketball podcasts.
See, the people know. Sometimes the point
you're up here, Jalen.
How do you know he's not talking about you? How do you know he's not talking about you? How do you know he's not talking about you? How do you know he's not talking about you?
Because he's not.
The fact that I played in college and people be getting that shit off is actually kind of wild. I ain't gonna lie.
Jalen, what college you play for?
I'm saying I'm not that good at
Dub, do you hate February? Dub, do you hate February?
Thank
you. Let's say February.
You hate February, Dub?
I don't hate February.
Facts.
I don't know Dub Malone.
Y'all be
They're gonna bring this
easy.
up on the panel tomorrow. Dub Malone. Damn, Dub Malone in the chat.
Dub Malone is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yo, in the show. In the show.
I don't like that one.
In the show.
I don't like that one, Dub. I don't like that one.
Make sure y'all like this channel.
Like the video. Subscribe.
Shout out to our